It's time to tee it up and kick it off. It's time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Presented by Hatch Toyota. Sports Zone Radio brings you unmatched coverage of football from around the White Mountains and on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. It's time to tee it up and kick it off. It's time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Presented by Hatch Toyota. Sports Zone Radio brings you unmatched coverage of football from around the White Mountains and beyond. No one does it like Sports Zone Radio. And now you can live stream HD video of our broadcast coverage exclusively at sportszone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. All part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Chaz Hatch refuses to lose a deal over $1. Hard-hitting broadcast coverage of White Mountains football is up next. Now let's take you out to the field and join our broadcast team for tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week.
Welcome in, everybody, to Bullhead City, Arizona. Welcome into the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse, the home of the Mohave Thunderbirds, as they get set to take on Paradise Honors in the first round of the 2024 3A state playoffs. Hi, everybody. I'm Floyd Simmons. And tonight it's Game 2 of our broadcast doubleheader of 3A state playoff football. Game 1 won by Round Valley just a few moments ago as they took down the River Valley Dust Devils. Final score there was 35-18. Meanwhile, it is time for the presentation of colors here in Bullhead City. A local ROTC group bringing the colors to midfield, and in a moment it will be time for the national anthem. We'll let you look in on everything now. And a great way to start our action tonight here at Bullhead City. They will post the colors now, and we will get ready for some football action here at the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse. This is the home of the Mohave Thunderbirds, as well as the River Valley Dust Devils, who lost in their opening round playoff game to the Round Valley Elks just a few moments ago. Again, the final score on that was 35-18. Just about ready to go here on this one tonight. And as I said, I'm Floyd Simmons. Want to welcome in my broadcast partner on this one here tonight, a guy that's very familiar with football on the left coast of Arizona. His name is Zach Regan. Zach, welcome into the broadcast.
Hey, Floyd. It's an honor to be here. I'm super excited for this matchup. I've been a long-time guy here, and this Mohave team right here is the best I've seen. Physically, across the board, it is 11 athletes, offensive and defensively. And looking at this Paradise Honors team, I haven't seen a lot of them, but I've watched a few film sessions that they sent me, and they are big, balanced, and physical. It is going to be a great matchup today.
You got a team on the other side that likes to throw the football around. Paradise Honors set national and state records last year with their quarterback, Gage Baker. They've got a new quarterback that's taken over this season with Gage moving on to college football. But they still like to throw the football. They still like to put it in the air. Mohave, a little more balanced attack.
Yeah, Isaac Urias took up a big place in the Mohave team in these last several weeks. Losing Joe Yoni, Isaac Urias went to quarterback and really kind of played a hybrid running back / quarterback position, and he alone has just been a wrecking ball for Mohave. Watching back on this Paradise Honors film, though, I saw a lot of play action, a lot of powerful run game, and they are just a quick-hitting, powerful, organized team. We just watching their warm-up, we knew how good they were going to be just from that by itself. And as a coaching staff, you see organization before the game, you know they're going to be organized during the game.
Well, they are establishing some ground rules here before the coin toss. The visitor, that would be Paradise Honors, will always have the luxury of calling that toss. Of course, you're going to call tails because tails never fails. And we'll see what the Panthers select. We did lose our referee audio, so somewhere along the line, if somebody can make sure we get that back, that would be fantastic.
Pull out the binoculars.
So that's the rare catch the coin and flash it. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Paradise Honors wins the toss. They defer. Looks like Mohave is going to get the football first. No, hold on a second. Maybe Mohave won that toss, and they're deferring. And you would expect Paradise Honors to receive the opening kickoff, which they'll do as we get you ready to get going here in the first round of the 3A state playoffs. Good people.
Football fans, are you ready
and
to rock
already
the
we know. Already we do know that the Round Valley Elks have advanced. Last year they got out of the first round and ended up with a fateful date in Tucson to play Sabino, the eventual state champion. Sabino beat Round Valley last year in a very close game. The Elks are back to the second round, and they'll play either ALA West Foothills or Dysart. ALA as the number 2 seed in 3A football. Dysart number 15. The teams here are, that's the bottom half of the bracket. This is the top half here with Mohave set to play Paradise Honors. Mohave, you see there on the screen graphic, they are the 5 seed. Paradise Honors, the 12 seed. The winner of this one will play either the 4 seed Push Ridge, probably the hottest team in 3A football right now, or number 13 Blue Ridge. The Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets get to travel tonight to face Push Ridge in Tucson. Second consecutive year that's been the matchup. Second consecutive year for Blue Ridge to go to Push Ridge to start the playoffs. Last year they got a big upset win at Push Ridge that gave them an opportunity to meet Mohave right here in this building in the second round. So if Blue Ridge wins that one and Mohave wins this one, then you get a rematch just like last year between those two teams.
Absolutely.
And it was a big, big win for Mohave over Blue Ridge last year.
Oh, it was huge. Yeah, Mohave was a good team last year too, and just fell short to Sabino, who was an absolute powerhouse.
So did I hear you say you think that this team is the best Mohave team you've seen?
Yeah, and I've been playing here for a long time, so really in the coaching gig, this is my 8th year, and then an additional 4 years of playing for River Valley. They have not been good really since about 2010, right? But this team is fantastic, and that's a big shout out to Shane Pollock with that youth program that he built up to this point. These juniors and seniors are beasts.
Well, the opening kickoff is a line drive that goes right through everybody and out the back of the end zone for a touchback, and it looks like it's going to be Paradise Honors football, and they'll get this thing started from their own 20-yard line as we do bring you in, welcome you in, everybody, to our broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Desert Star Academy.
Yes, sir.
Did I get it right?
That is correct.
I want to make sure I get it right. And you actually work with Desert Star Academy, right, Zach?
I do. I'm a teacher there, weights coach, history, and the head football coach.
And the head football coach. Okay, so we're going to learn a lot about Desert Star Academy tonight. They're helping us here at the Sports Zone present this broadcast of the Game of the Week, which is actually the second half of a doubleheader that we get to present to you on the Sports Zone Radio YouTube channel. So a big thank you to Desert Star Academy for stepping up and helping us to make possible the broadcast. Without Desert Star, it wasn't going to be possible for us to stay and broadcast this one as well, because my friend Zach here is very expensive. So we had to cover our costs somehow. Meanwhile, Paradise Honors is going to run the ball on first down, and they're going to try that right side, and that doesn't go anywhere. In fact, a yard lost on the play for the Panthers.
Yeah, that was Deacon Perry. Deacon Perry has been a consistent physical back for this Mohave defense. Along with that, the guy to look out for is number 8, Blake Moore. He wreaked havoc on River Valley the other day. And
the Panthers decide to throw the football. They unload a pass to the right side. Cougar Holt, senior wide receiver, is going to haul it in. And Holt is going to pick up, looks like 8 yards on the play to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, Mohave running 8 in the box and going with 2 corners and 1 high safety. There's going to be a little bit of attack on the outside. Here comes this full house set that I was watching on film. This is a powerful formation.
So this is Paradise Honors. They're running the wishbone, and they'll give it to the fullback and try to get that 3. They're not going to get all of it. 2 yards on the carry, straight up the gut, and that is a formation and a fullback dive that I had zero expectation of seeing ever from Paradise Honors.
Yeah, when I was coaching River Valley, we played Paradise Honors. They threw the ball 97% of the time. So, yeah, when I saw that on film, I was pretty impressed.
They do it again. They try to go up the middle on 4th down and a foot, and the officials are going to give a favorable spot. That'll be a yard gain and a first down, much to the chagrin of the Mohave fans who didn't like it at all. They didn't like the spot, but that's first down. Move the chains.
Well, you could see when I was watching against their Dysart film, that fullback dive was absolutely gashing them up the middle. But again, this number 8, Blake Moore, is a physical player, man, and really good vision. He's going to give this team a lot of problems.
Nolan Rao is the junior quarterback. Now he will work from the shotgun. This looks a little more familiar from Paradise Honors. Rao is going to roll, and he's going to dump it off, and his receiver has 11 yards. And another first down for Paradise Honors. That's Caden Rao. You think they're related? Rao to Rao on the completion.
Yeah, there's 2 Raos on the team. One's a wide receiver and one's a quarterback. And then the same thing for Mohave. There's 2 Uriases. So looks like the battle of the brothers.
So already the Mohave crowd is getting a little anxious and not real happy with that spot a moment ago on that first down carry by the fullback. Meanwhile, the Panthers have it at their own 41-yard line, and they'll give it. Try to go up the middle. And they're not going to get much out of it.
Man, what a physical hit.
Check that young man carrying the football. And it looks like that is jersey number 28, if I'm not mistaken. And the guy that gets to wear 28 is Charles Van Dyke. So if I'm not mistaken, Van Dyke, a sophomore, running that football, and a yard gained on the play. The line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line for the Panthers. Motion of man right to left, and Rao is going to get some. He's going to get some pressure, and he has to unload as fast as he can. Incomplete, headed toward the Panther sideline.
Yep, Jeremiah Perez making his presence known. I just want to point out looking at that Y back or that H sniff back, whatever anyone wants to call it, that is number 11. Number 11 for Paradise Honors is Caden Wasden. He is listed here as 6'5", 230 pounds, and he has a big tattoo of a lion on his forearm because he is a lion. I compared to Micah Parsons, and that guy flew out of the flats, and they are going to try to run a little play action, but if he gets the ball, I mean, that is just a monster to have to come up and tackle.
Well, there he is in the middle of your screen. And after the incomplete pass, it's 3rd down and 9, and he would be a perfect target right now in this situation, wouldn't he?
Oh, big time.
Motion toward the line. And Rao will drop to throw and deliver over the middle, and he's got his man. And a marker comes out, so we'll have to check that and see whether or not this is good for an 11-yard pass completion.
What a fantastic grab by Cougar Holt right there.
Yeah.
Heavy traffic. I mean, but that's what I'm talking about with the strength of Mohave. They sent 4 against Paradise Honors, 5 blocking. They said running back sit in and block as well, and they brought major pressure.
White.
These guys are
White.
just big physical.
Holding. About 10 yards.
So you get the call right there. That is a hold that brings it back. And now Paradise Honors will look at a 3rd down and 20. They are working from their own 31-yard line. Got to get into Mohave territory to pick up that 1st down. 3 receivers to the left of Rao. He's going to roll that direction. And I thought I saw a hold. Meanwhile, Rao will scramble ahead and gain 5 yards. He is going to go out at the 36-yard line on the edge. It looked like the tackle on the edge had kind of wrapped up that defensive end. No call was made, though, and Paradise Honors was able to pick up the 5 yards right there, and that'll be 4th and 15.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to punt on that. You could tell that Rao was rolling out, and his eyes were on Caden Wasden. They put him out in that it looks like, is this a punt formation? They might be going for this.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I can't believe it at all. Nope. Rao is going to kick it away. And a pretty good kick, as a matter of fact. That will not be returnable. And it will come to rest at the 23-yard line after the punt. And Paradise Honors unable to do anything with their very first possession of the day.
Looks like I needed to watch some film on their special teams. My special teams coordinator, Damon Martin, would be hitting me right now.
Yeah, Coach. Pay more attention, would you?
Well, my coaches are chewing my butt right now. My phone's blowing up, which is pretty typical of them. Half insults, half compliments, so I don't know how I'm doing yet.
Well, you're doing just fine, okay? All right, so whoever's insulting you, tell them put that back in their pocket for a little bit, okay? 8:44 on the clock as Mohave gets the football for their first try today. And we're going to check your quarterback here in a moment on the end around. And that's taken away. It's stripped. And Paradise Honors will have the first points of the game.
I'm not a big believer in getting cute on the first play and trying to run a double reverse out the gate. I'm not so sure that was Mohave's bread and butter. They got 2 beasts back there. Hand it off. Let Isaac Urias get you started.
Caden Wasden, you'll look at him right there on the left side. He ends up with the ball in his hands. It was somebody else that helped him get it there. Oh, there we go. Gets popped out, and he just runs, scoop, and score on the fumble recovery. It goes into the end zone for a touchdown. It might have been Parker Daly. Take a look at that again when we get a chance on the replay. It might have been Parker Daly, the guy that ends up knocking the ball, getting the ball out. And we'll take a look at that after we find out what happens with Paradise Honors and their 2-point conversion. Rao drops to throw back at the end zone, and it's deflected. It's tipped away. It'll go incomplete. And Paradise Honors has the first 6 of the game and a 6-point lead. Watch it again and see if that's number 8, Parker Daly, in the middle that forces the ball out. And indeed it was. And then Wasden is able to scoop it up and score. And we'll grab a timeout, everybody. An early lead for Paradise Honors. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota. Stand by, everybody.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and better than ever. With our newly expanded emergency room facility and capabilities, we are even better equipped to handle your urgent needs with the care and efficiency you deserve. Discover the new standard in healthcare right in your backyard. Choose White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, where specialized and emergency care are now within reach.
Yeah, I actually had Parker Daly highlighted as one of the guys to watch for Paradise Honors, and man, on that kick return, he hit physical and he went for a nasty rip on that football. I mean, he might be a guy to watch out for if he's playing like this early on like that.
Well, we are back to it, everybody. Floyd Simmons along with Zach Regan, my broadcast partner, calling this one from the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse. This is Bullhead City, Arizona, home of both the Mohave Thunderbirds. You see that team in the dark green there, and River Valley plays here at home as well, and River Valley will not play any more home games here this season. They were defeated by Round Valley earlier tonight in the first round of these 3A state playoffs. Paradise Honors with the scoop and score defensive touchdown a moment ago. You see the number 11 right there on your screen. He is the guy, Caden Wasden, that picked it up and ran it in. And Mohave will go back to work on offense and go right to the air, throw it left side. Pass is caught, short of a first down, but it's a clean catch and a nice pickup to get the offense rolling a little bit for this Mohave team.
Anthony Moses is another guy that is an absolute high-powered unit. The kid catches the ball. Not only that, after the catch, the yards he gains is insane. Utilizing him is going to be huge, especially with, looks like Joe Yoni was back in the game.
White, roughing the passer. 15 yards, first down.
Well, roughing the passer has been seen a lot here today at the field house, or a few times anyway, and that is going to move the ball ahead after the pass catch. Isaac Urias is the guy that delivered the pass. So there was some question about who is going to start at quarterback today, and I think it's been answered. Joe Yoni is not the starter. It is Urias. Well, hey, take it back. Excuse me. There's Yoni. He checks into the game, and his first pass attempt is incomplete to the right side.
I mean, just from sitting here and watching him, I mean, I get that play was an incomplete pass, but the speed and agility and the vision out of Joe Yoni right there in the pocket. As a coach on the other side, you're just sitting there thinking, wow, this guy is a beast. You better put a spy on him.
It was Urias that delivered the 8-yard pass earlier to start the drive out. You got the penalty on the roughing the passer. I wonder if Urias is okay or if this was a planned early trade out at the quarterback spot. There's a nice nifty run that works for 9 yards to the 30-yard line. That should be just shy of the first down. As you take another look at that gashing run up the middle for Mohave, carrying the ball, Jeremiah Huerta Perez.
Yeah, and I have him listed as a linebacker. He has 5 sacks on the season. He's physical defense. Him running the ball right now with that and this offensive line in full health is going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, 3rd down and 1. The ball right at about the 30-yard line. Urias is back in at quarterback, and he is going to race around the left side. He's got a wall of blockers in front. Look at him race down the sideline, stays in bounds, and he'll go to the house for the 30-yard Mohave touchdown.
A tale as old as time. I just want to know, look at this seal block out by this ex-receiver. He's pulling around. I mean, this is 15 yards down the play. This is 5-6 yards of stock blocking with a great seal. And Urias just stays on his feet. The kid does not go down. I think this duo quarterback situation is going to be just lethal, especially with the lack of film seen from Joe Yoni playing in the last 3 weeks.
So a 30-yard touchdown run by Urias. And we'll get a point after try here forthcoming for the Mohave Thunderbirds. Parker Whalen is the guy that'll boot it left-footed. And it goes through. The kick is good. And for a first time today, Mohave has the lead in the game. 7-6. 7-6 the lead over Paradise Honors. The Paradise Honors offense has yet to get anything on the board. You'll watch Urias again. And, I mean, he had a whole wall of blockers out there. I wonder what work number 77, big Benjamin Pollock, had, what he did around that left side, because that's his side of the offensive line, right? Left tackle.
Well, sometimes for offensive linemen, no news is good news. If you don't see his guy in the play, well, he did his job. And he's going to do his job. That's a big, physical, fast kid.
That'll give Mohave a chance to kick the ball back to Paradise Honors. We'll see that offense now for a second time in the game. In just a moment, they moved the ball, picked up a couple of first downs on their first possession, then had to punt the ball away. It'll be the Panthers with the football. Another line drive kick that hits at the one and then into the end zone for the touchback. Well, you know, for a line drive kick, this guy gets a lot of leg into it, and he covers a lot of distance with a ball that only gets about 12 feet off the ground.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw that PAT just kicked. He almost put a dent in the building. I mean, he's got a leg. He could just boot the thing on a laser. Got a cannon
of a leg for sure. 7-6 our score. The Thunderbirds out in front of the Panthers here in the first round of the 3A state playoffs in Arizona. The Arizona Interscholastic Association playoffs get underway for the 2A and 3A conferences tonight. The 4A conference begins next Friday. And Rao's going to throw over the middle, and his ball is deflected. That was pretty good defense presented by Mohave, and the guy that got hands on it was, I believe that was Deegan Perry dropping back to tip it away.
Look, when Paradise Honors has to keep 6 guys in the box to block 4, you're going to be able to back up a lot of guys into that secondary. And throwing across the middle with 2 linebackers, especially with number 32, Deegan Perry, sitting there. Kid's got great vision. It's going to be a tough game.
Nolan Rao is the quarterback for the Panthers, and he delivers on time, but then the hit comes immediately from the defensive back to plant the receiver. The guy that caught the pass and hung in there was Cougar Holt, but he's good for 5 yards after immediately getting planted right there.
And that's Pedro Martinez. He has 6 interceptions on the season. He is famous for getting those balls, so that is not an attack I would be going after all night. It looks like he's following number 12, Caden Rao, the younger brother.
This is Nolan Rao, and he'll pump fake, and he's got a ton of Thunderbirds coming down on him, and he'll get sacked. Everybody able to get through and get a piece of that, I think. Yeah, it was just a well-executed downhill rush from that front four for Mohave, and they're going to end up dropping it for a 7-yard loss.
Man, they sent a blitz, and sending 5 was just massive pressure. Like I said, this Mohave team is really heavy junior, senior, and they are just so physical. And they've been doing this for, 10, 12 years.
Pretty solid punt. And that's going to be fielded at the 49-yard line. There is Urias on the punt return. Can't catch this guy. Cut back. Did he stay in bounds at the end? He planted that foot, and I guess he did stay in bounds. It will be a 49-yard kick return touchdown if it stands. There were 2 markers thrown behind the play.
Even if this does go back, which I think is probably what's going to happen, again, just the athleticism and speed out of Isaac Urias. Once he got past the 30-yard line, you could know that he was going to get into that end zone. I mean, he gets open field like that. One, he's hard to tackle when you got him in a box. When he's got open field, it's basically impossible. The kid is an absolute stud athlete.
So the kick goes to the 49-yard line. Isaac Urias then returns it almost untouched, maybe untouched all the way, but there is marker down somewhere. The referee will give us the bad news.
Hold them up.
For Mohave.
On black. Block in the back 10 yards, first down.
So you're blocking the back. And the Thunderbirds will have to reset things and work from midfield, the 50-yard line. That's where the T-Birds will take over and see what they can do. Yoni is back in at quarterback. He is going to give it to his running back, who immediately gets hit and is able to bounce off that for maybe a yard. Gained on the play. We'll call it 1 yard for Huerta Perez, and it's 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, that was a great job at Paradise Honors filling right there. The offensive line got a great push, rolled it down to the left. They read that, came back. That usually is a bounce for that running back, and they sat there and filled. They're going to start to understand the game and get the flow, and they can make a game difference there.
The ball just a shade into Panthers territory now. And the quarterback remains Joe Yoni Jr. So he's coming off injury, and I believe this is his first action back since the injury.
Yeah, what an unbelievable recovery time.
Did he get one of those collarbones?
Yep. He had a collarbone injury and got cleared this week. Hadn't had a full week of practice, but you can see he hasn't missed a beat.
Well, nice delivery to the left side. Check your receiver that hauls it in. That's going to be Anthony Moses. Moses on an 8-yard pass reception brings up third down and a yard.
Yeah, he catches the ball at the line of scrimmage under pressure, and he gets 8 yards. His real danger is not his ability to catch. He's better after he makes the catch. He's just tough to stop in the open field, too.
Some power football straight up the middle, and a 5-yard gain will get the first down. And Huerta Perez is going to be the ball carrier again. And like I said, 5 yards the gain, move those chains, and Mohave into Paradise territory at the 36-yard line.
Jeremiah Perez just never stopped churning his feet. I mean, Paradise Honors didn't do a bad job of filling. It's just that physical line and Jeremiah running those legs. I mean, they can ground and pound that all day.
Now 4:49 and counting down. That's the time on the clock here in the first quarter. For Mohave, this is their third possession of the game. The first one resulted in a fumble that the Panthers scooped and scored a touchdown on. Meanwhile, Huerta Perez will carry on first down and go nowhere. In fact, he lost a yard on the play. It'll bring up second down and 11.
Yep, another guy highlighted, number 23, Ray Sheck McCullough, 7.5 tackles per game on average. He's another guy that just flies and hits, and visionary. He's seeing it. Everything against this offensive line is big and straight downhill. Sometimes it's really hard to see where that linebacker or that running back's going to hit. He always tends to fill that hole, and right there he filled it for a 1-yard loss.
Second down play, back to throw is Yoni. And as he scoots a little to his right, he delivers a pass that will go good for about 5 yards on the play and no further. So it's going to bring up an interesting third down set here. Pedro Morentis, if I said that correctly, is the guy that hauled it in.
And if I'm not wrong, I saw Aiden Power standing in the box. So the fact that he could get out to the edge of the flats that quickly in that amount of time shows there's some athletic prowess in this. Again, looking at Paradise Honors, they're 6-14, but their 4 losses are to Thatcher, River Valley, Dysart, and ALA West Foothills. Again, all highly ranked playoff teams. They have had the gauntlet this season. Not a lot. Also, they played Mohave.
They're down at 6. Joe Yanni Jr. showing his stuff, spinning out of a tackle, still alive inside the 10, and he splits the defenders to somehow go into the end zone for a Mohave touchdown. A simply unbelievable display of athleticism, a 32-yard touchdown run by Joe Yanni Jr.
Pretty speechless. I mean, big players make big plays, and there's no game prep for that. I mean, he broke 5-6 tackles on that play. It's like he's back to full health.
I think the prettiest part of that whole thing for me was how he split those 2 defenders as he got inside the 5-yard line. I mean, he was just too fast for them to react.
Are you sure it wasn't the 19 spin moves on the run?
I don't know. There's a lot about that run you can like, okay?
I was dizzy watching him.
That is going to be an absolute gem of a highlight for that young man and his family to be watching for years to come. What a run by Joe Yanni Jr. And the point after is good. We're going to stay right here, everybody, with 3:06 on the clock. Watch it again at field level. You break that tackle. There's 3 more missed tackles, another missed tackle, and 3 more guys miss him. Almost every guy on the defense took a shot at him, and nobody could get him.
Absolutely unbelievable, and that's the difference of what this Mohave team is. It's when you have a lot of teams you prep for, they'll have 1-2 studs that you could kind of adjust to and fight. This Mohave team has studs absolutely everywhere. I mean, it takes – if one guy brings down one of Mohave guys on an average play, they did a fantastic job. I mean, it's almost hard to even expect from another team. This team just riddled with senior, junior strength. And I'll give a big shout out to Shane Pollock for that. I mean, he ran that T-Birds program, and this is the fruits of their labor. I mean, he built this up from the ground up, and most of these seniors and some of these juniors are from that T-Bird era, and it's showing. Mohave got a great group.
Paradise Honors will see their offense back on the field here in a moment. But already an early onslaught by Mohave. A one-touchdown lead is all, but it's been pretty impressive what they've done since they surrendered the opening touchdown to the Panthers defense. The return goes straight up the middle, looked like it might develop a good head of steam for Cougar Holt, but then he gets hit, and he gets hit with authority, and the guy that was able to put the hit on him, special teams, it's Brody Anderson, a sophomore. Brody with a big hit right there for Mohave.
5'6", 140. You know, I couldn't say for a fact, but probably a guy that came from that JV squad. And obviously, you could tell he earned it. He gets his reps. That's what you love to see about football, the young guys coming out and being able to show off their stuff on special teams. That's how you go from being a bench guy to a starter real quick.
Hey, that was a shot of our broadcast partner from Game 1 earlier today. Coach Pollock, his son, playing on this Mohave team, and a nice run from scrimmage. That was fantastic. It'll be a 15-yard run by the time they tally it up. And help me out here with the guy that carried it, that number, that sophomore, number 28 right there. That young man has now seen some good action early for the team.
Charles Van Dyke.
Van Dyke, yes.
Yeah, the
6 foot 190 gets the 15 yards.
Yeah, powerful run.
So that's a big gain, and he'll get it again, and Van Dyke will go for 5 yards as Paradise Honors decides to try and play a little power football themselves.
Yeah, Paradise Honors is going to have to step up the run game to compete. Again, Mohave is kind of giving it to them by only keeping 4 down linemen. It's kind of like they're antagonizing them to run. They're kind of putting their 4 guys up against the 5 front, so they're going to have to figure out this is playoff football. You're going to have to get physical against that.
So the quarterback, Nolan Rao, is going to set that offense for the Panthers. Looking at 2nd down and 5. A little confusion in the backfield, but dumped the pass off anyway, and that's going to be a nice gain upfield for Paradise Honors. And looks like the receiver at the end of it was Jackson Shorts, if I'm not mistaken.
That is a big sophomore, and you could see that play action starting to build up a couple times. They were having him seal off that defensive end 2-3 times in a row. He snuck out to the flats. That was a well-developed play, and Paradise Honors is going to start to click here pretty quick, build a little confidence.
Gain of 14 on that play, and the Panthers now with some chunk plays to get the ball into Mohave territory. They'll try running it around the right side. It'll be a modest gain, something to try to keep that T-Bird defense a little honest there. Parker Daly on the carry for the Panthers. Gain of a yard, we'll call it. 2nd down and 9.
You mentioned Shane Pollock announcing the game before. I made a joke to him. I don't know if you remember. I said, following up you is like going to karaoke and having to sing after Ariana Grande. He just did a killer job.
He really did, didn't he? It was his first broadcast, and I believe this is your first broadcast as well, right?
Yeah, I've given so many football speeches at this time. It kind of just feels like another prolonged after-practice speech. Even though I've never gone overtime on a practice in my life.
Never.
All my parents and coaching staff knows that.
There's that sophomore again carrying the football. He'll lose a yard back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10 as Van Dyke gets dropped for the loss right there. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the offense. Rao will have 2 receivers to his left, and one of those guys in the slot comes across the formation in motion, and they're going to look to the short side of the field. Rao was trying to throw deep, but he never had a chance because he got pressure, and then eventually he got sacked, and the guy that deposited him was Tristan Urias for the sack.
And there's the younger brother. His older brother has been getting a lot of shout-outs, but he's really stepped up. He stepped up against that River Valley game and started running the rock as well. Now he's proven to be an athlete. It's in the blood at this point.
Well, they're going to force a punt. And that punt is going to come in the second quarter because the Panthers will let the final seconds tick off here in the first period of this 3A state opening round matchup between Paradise Honors, the visitor, the number 12, against the host, number 5, Mohave. Stand by, everybody. A quick timeout. We'll return in a moment with more of this broadcast, this Sports Zone Game of the Week broadcast. It's presented by Desert Star Academy. Hey, back to the action, everybody. The second quarter getting underway here. Mohave hosting Paradise Honors, the 3A state playoffs, the opening round here. Floyd Simmons along with Zach Regan. Our broadcast partner here. Zach, you are the football coach at our presenting sponsor, Desert Star Academy.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask you about Desert Star right after this fourth down play. Paradise Honors to punt the football from about midfield, and that is going to be a no return and a great kick. Can they down it? And they do at the 1 yard line. Great kick, great coverage, great hustle down the field. And the guy that really gets the credit is the guy that beat everybody down and was able to slap it back into the field of play. That's Preston Brown in special teams. He didn't down it, but he did keep it from going into the end zone. What a great special teams play.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that matters in playoffs. I mean, the 1 yard line. If I were Mohave, I'd run a double reverse right now.
well, we'll see what happens. Coach Regan, tell me about Desert Star Academy real quick.
So, Desert Star just opened up its first high school, starting enrollment, 1 sophomore class, 3 freshmen. We just had our inaugural season, and we have a really tough group of kids. We went 6-2 to start out. Next year, we're going to be even more physical, and along with that, we have a accented middle school Spartan team that is pretty much locally dominant.
Well, it looks like they're going to grab a timeout. Somebody grabbed a timeout here as we get the second quarter underway on this broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. And it's presented by Desert Star Academy. You'll be playing football in the varsity level football sometime soon in the Arizona Interscholastic Association?
Yeah, we're in negotiations. Us as a coaching staff are trying to think what would be the prolonged better decision. We do have the ability to go through another JV year, season next year, or we can go varsity and kick it up with just juniors. Again, we're kind of keep it disclosed. We're still thinking about it, but either way, the team has made big leaps and bounds, and it's not like we're playing other tiny schools. Our enrollment is under 100, but we're playing Kingman and Parker, and we're playing larger schools, Tonopah Valley, playing teams that have some size, and we're having a lot of success against it. It helps that we have pretty much the entire former River Valley coaching staff along with us.
And, gotcha. The head coach, Coach Regan, right?
I guess that's me.
What does he like to run? What's his offensive forte?
Whatever your defense doesn't do well.
You mix it up a little. A mixed bag of offensive strategy. Here comes Isaac Urias back in at quarterback. He's running all the way, try to get him out of the shadow of their own goal line, and he has to fight and battle his way to, I guess, about the 2 yard line is where he ends up gaining a 1 yard pickup on the play. And that one, as they stretched him out a little bit, that looked like it might go poorly for Mohave, but he was able to salvage, not get the safety, and gain 1 yard.
Now, I've seen Mohave run this zone blocking scheme a million times, and when they do this and Urias running it, I mean, we have seen him take major breakaways. So Paradise Honors flowing like that. I mean, every D lineman saw lineman's first step. They flowed into gap, and they drove that thing. I mean, we just saw a play prolonged 20 yards and put Urias on the 1 yard line. This might be more difficult for Mohave than we might think. Paradise Honors flows well.
2nd down and 9. Tight formation. 1 receiver split, and they'll give it up the middle, and they'll get, I guess, maybe another yard on the play. As they hand it straight up the middle, let's check and see who got that who got that carry. Tristan Urias was able to carry it forward. Tristan, a junior, and he got the handoff, took the handoff from Isaac Urias, his brother.
Yep, got the brother duo. Getting that extra yard is a big help because now Mohave can open up their offense a little bit more without having to threat. Let's see who they put back in there at quarterback.
That's going to be Isaac.
Interesting play.
Urias stays on the field. 3rd down and 8. Ball at the Mohave 3-yard line.
Did watch him run a trick play out of this early in pregame, so let's see if that's where it comes.
And he'll just try to throw it up toward the Thunderbird sideline. He was looking in this direction, and Moses was the intended receiver. And wasn't able to connect with Anthony Moses on that pass down the left side. So now that brings up 4th down and 8. And they'll be punting if they do from near the back of the end zone here. No, you never like that. And at the high school level, when you're in this situation as the receiving team, you just got to be just licking your chops, right? Because you know, in all likelihood, you're getting a very short field ahead of you.
Well, again, looking at Parker Daly and Caden Wasden, who are probably going to be coming off the edges here, they are getting big pressure, and they're getting upfield, and they're fast. Now, if I'm Paradise Honors, I am sending house at you. But this kid, number 22, Parker Wellen, has a boot, so he better get it off quick.
And he's going to have to do that. He does, and he gets away a pretty good kick, a spiraling line drive for no return, but Paradise Honors is going to get the ball in plus territory. They're going to be on the Mohave half of the field, and this will be a golden opportunity to get a much-needed score on the board for the Panthers.
I don't think you could even make up a better punt than that out of the back of your own end zone. I mean, booting it out to past the 45 from the back of your own end zone. I mean, Mohave has got a dime with this kid. I mean, that is unbelievable. Damon Martin, I need you to take notes on that.
Somebody on your team, maybe?
My special teams coordinator.
Gotcha. He's watching the broadcast tonight?
I hope
listening
so.
in?
He's going to be doing as much off-season work as our kids will.
Handoff goes up the middle, and Van Dyke
Ball's on the ground.
Will carry the ball and lose the ball, but it looks like the Panthers are able to jump on top of it. So that's going to be a 1-yard gain, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9, working from the Thunderbirds' 43-yard line.
Yeah, stepped over you a little bit. I saw the ball, got a little excited. About to start yelling Oski, hopefully, but
they're still saying Oski?
No. Just a fun throwback.
Oski was 1985 when I played football.
2014 for me.
Oski. I didn't think that existed anymore in football lingo. Here's a pass that's caught for a 1st down. It looks like it's going to be 1st down yardage, or right at it. Needed 9 yards, got 8 yards. So I guess just a yard shy on the pass completion, and give the credit to Preston Brown hauling it in, gaining the yardage.
And big shout out to Nolan Rao. I mean, Anthony Moses, number 3, was in his face and coming in hot. So for his ability to drop back, follow that receiver across the face, and dump that thing off to the right side, it was an impressive throw.
Line of scrimmage, the Mohave 35-yard line. They'll hand it off. Van Dyke battling, fighting. I believe it was Van Dyke, and it'll be a 5-yard pickup on the play for that young, hard-running Paradise Panther running back.
Hey, great push from that offensive line. Like I said, sometimes it takes a while to start getting in the game, and especially against talented defensive line that do a lot of things. They kind of stunt. They do a lot of movement. They hand fight well. So it takes a while to start to adjust to your opponent. So if this offensive line can start picking it together, Mohave is also going to have to start adapting as well.
Panthers on the move. They got a short field, and they've advanced to the 30-yard line of the Thunderbirds. Pass caught on the left side. That'll be a 4-yard pickup on the play. Great defense coming downhill to make the play. And the receiver that hauled it in, you see him right there on your screen. The guy that made that catch was Caden Rao on the delivery from Nolan Rao.
Julio Gonzalez flew down quick. Good thing he got that ankle, because there was only one guy to beat after that. So, great play.
Well done on the passing catch. The Rao combination. 2nd down and 6. Fake left, fake right, throw left, and that thing almost got picked off right there. If it hadn't, you give it 2 more feet to the defender just to recognize the ball, and Jeremiah Huerta Perez might be taking that one all the way to the house.
Yeah, just another that screen was not accounted for by Mohave in my mind at all. I think it's just they have such talented defensive linemen. Even with a hit and release, those guys still got in his face so quick you can't even develop a screen at that rate.
Big play right here, 3rd down and 6 for Paradise Honors. Rao dropping, trying to set a screen, I think, but he's got tons of pressure up the middle. Now throws down the sideline to a receiver that goes in with the catch for an apparent touchdown, and it is called a touchdown.
Unbelievable.
And it should stand.
There is a flag on the field.
Maybe not going to stand. I was looking for a flag. There is a player down as well. Might be got the air knocked out.
I'm not sure if that was a Paradise Honors mistake, but Anthony Moses came off that right side completely untouched. Lucky enough, he accidentally run into his own player, Jeremiah Perez, and they kind of knocked each other out of the
Holding.
play.
White. 10 yards, repeat the down.
That is painful for Paradise Honors because after scrambling to keep it alive, Rao was able to complete that pass downfield. Obviously, you saw it in live time. And I think it was Preston Brown who called it in at the end. We're having a technical difficulty here, everybody. And if possible, we're having a little trouble bringing you the replays on those. Yeah, that's not what we're looking for.
I did not press anything, I promise.
Wasn't you? Well, don't worry about it. We'll get on it and we'll fix it as soon as possible. We've got 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first half. And the pass is delivered to the left side. They were trying to set a wide receiver screen out there on that side of the play, and it didn't develop because Caden Rao did not make the catch.
Happens to the best of us. But
timeout taken on the field. Timeout asked for by Paradise Honors. Do we need to grab a timeout, guys? We'll take one here with 8 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, second quarter. Stand by. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota and Desert Star Academy.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a two-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today. We're
probably schemed so much into the scheme that Mohave probably didn't even think it was going to come, but they went for it, and man, how close were they to breaking that one.
Yeah, close. 11 yards the gain on the play. Unfortunately for Paradise Honors on that 4th down effort, not enough for the first down, and on downs, the Panthers turn it back over to Mohave. 8 minutes, 2 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Thunderbirds get the ball at their own 25-yard line. And thank you for joining us on the Sports Zone's Game of the Week broadcast. It is presented here in the playoffs by Desert Star Academy. And a pass delivery that is over the head of the intended receiver. And that was delivered from Mr. Yoni to Mr. Urias. And the defensive back in the vicinity is going to be flagged for, I believe, interference. Darian Zeeb was covering.
Oh, yeah, I know announcers aren't supposed to.
Interference. That's 15 yards, line of scrimmage. It's going to be a first down.
Yeah, I know announcers aren't supposed to have an opinion about it, but I don't think that justified a penalty there. I thought that was just great coverage out of Darian Zeeb.
So is that why people think I'm not very smart, is because I'm not supposed to have an opinion?
All announcers are just supposed to do their job, announce.
Announcers are supposed to just jibber jabber, right?
Well, that's why it's terrifying you hired me.
Yeah. Well, you're doing just fine, young man. 14-6 our score. The Thunderbirds lead the Panthers in this state playoff game. And that one is tipped and intercepted. That is going to be called an interception. There's a late flag that comes out after the play, and I believe it's going to stand. The defender, Parker Daly, dives on the tipped ball and has it for Paradise Honors.
Man, it's kind of a weird angle. I thought the ball hit the ground, so let's see what they're talking about. That flag at the very end, I don't know what he really threw that on, so we're going to find out a lot of information. We're unpacking the present.
Now the officials are going to take some time right there. It looked to me like, and I have a very bad angle on it, it looked like it was clean from here. It looked like there was enough room for him to get the hands under the football. That last call, that last look that we showed you, that replay look, which we'll get back to again here in a moment, really hard to tell on that. Slow that down if you can. There you go. And let's see if we can determine it all. There's guys that get in the way right there.
Wow, I think you're right.
I mean, it's hard to tell, but it does seem like it's clean, doesn't it? The referee's about to give us the call here. We think he's going to give us a call.
All I know is if I was Parker Daly, I'd be yelling, Oski, Oski, Oski.
Yeah, they still say that these days, don't they?
We love a good callback.
Eventually, we're going to find out what the call is.
Okay. White's ball on the interception. Be on the 40-yard line. We have a personal foul on White. That's going to take it back 15 yards. It'll be first down.
Well, it took a moment to sort it all out, but the officials did just that, and we appreciate the time that they took to get it all clarified. I'm sure that the Panthers would like the 15 yards into plus territory, but more than anything, they like the fact that their guy made the clean catch as determined by the officials on the field. And guess what? Paradise Honors has the ball at their own 45-yard line with 7:54 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, since that T-Bird second score, they've kind of been in the driver's seat here, constantly driving into Mohave territory.
Rao lets loose of it. His receiver was juggling the ball, having a little bit of trouble hauling it in, but did make the catch for a 5-yard pickup on it. Take another look here coming into your screen. Cougar Holt will try to hold on to it right here. And the official says that he did. And a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, just quick pylon route. Pick up 5 yards, start getting positive territory. 2nd and 5 is a lot better than 2nd and 10.
Panthers go straight up the middle. Van Dyke is going to get that first down. A 6-yard pickup for the sophomore running back. And he'll get the ball to the Mohave 44-yard line.
Messing across like that, it's funny. We're working with a brand new running back on our team, and that bend is a lot harder to teach than you would actually imagine. So him being able to have the vision to cut that back and hit the hole that hard and pick up that 6 yards is it's a dime a dozen. It looks a lot easier on screen than it actually is in person.
You are tuned in and watching the Sports Zone's coverage of the first round 3A state playoffs. Mohave hosting Paradise Honors. The winner of this will play either Push Ridge or Blue Ridge. That game going on right now in Tucson. Pump fake, throw deep, and a great move that got the receiver open. Holtz got open down the right sideline, but Rao's pass was out of bounds, a little too rich for the receiver down the field, and those just does go incomplete.
Now Cougar Holt is a senior 6 foot, 165-pound team leader in my mind. He was one of the highlights early on, and he broke down that feet. Number 7 caught himself a little flat-footed. He opened up, so a good pass right there could have been a massive gain, but here we are.
Kind of feels like the second quarter has gone a lot longer than the first quarter did, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you throw the ball, that tends to happen, unfortunately.
Been taking a long time. That incomplete pass did stop the clock. Now Rao somehow gets a nice bounce to pick the ball up, and he'll throw it away. He threw it over Holt's head into the sideline, just trying to save another play for the team. And they will be looking at 4th down, I believe.
By the sideline, it went into the stands. They might be able to sell that on eBay.
I might bid on that. I'm pretty famous for my eBay exploits. And
hey, remember, no opinions from commentators.
Yeah, that's right. Pardon me for calling it fourth down. It's not. It's third down. Third down and 10 now for the Panthers. They're at Mojave's 44-yard line. The fake and the throw down the seam, and the pass is caught for first down yardage. Let's check it. 18 yards is what the Panthers end up collecting on that play for the first down, and Preston Brown hauls it in.
And that's the number one guy I kind of looked at big on my film breakdown. He is averaging 112 yards a game. So if they start getting him engaged on the offense, that is a major piece that they can start to pick up with.
So the ball goes to the Thunderbirds' 26-yard line, a short field possession that began at the Panthers' 45-yard line. It just seems like it's taken a long time, but they have continued to move the ball up the field. They'll give it to Van Dyke up the middle, and he'll go for 3 yards before he gets knocked down, and it'll bring up second down at 7.
A little ground and pound. Just a heads up in my mind, looking at Paradise Honors on that left hash, there is a matchup with Cougar Holt and Julio Gonzalez over here on this right side of the field. Julio's playing well, but they are out there on an island. I feel like a shot might be coming here pretty quickly.
We'll find out. Second down and 7. Holt with that solo defender over the top of him. Not looking that well. They are going to. I guess they threw to the receiver underneath Holt, and it's incomplete.
Someone might want to pick up Anthony Moses on one of these plays because he's coming off hard and fast, and it is really forcing Paradise Honors to try to force throws. But that'll probably be a halftime adjustment.
Panthers looking at third down and 7. Fake it to Van Dyke. They dump it for first down yardage, I believe. Nope. It's going to be right at the line to gain. Right at the line to gain. Needed 7, and I think that's exactly what they got, was right at 7 yards for Paradise Honors. The receiver, Caden Wasden, is the guy that made the catch. I got to correct myself from way earlier in the game because I realized that I was calling out Caden Wasden for scoring that scoop and score touchdown way earlier on for Mohave. Oh, no, I take it back. It was Wasden, wasn't it?
It was Parker Daly who forced it.
Yeah, pardon me on that. I was right, and I, for whatever reason, thought I wasn't. A 7-yard gain, by the way, they'll say, good enough for the first down. And the Panthers will have a new set of downs, and they'll be working from the 16-yard line of the Thunderbirds. This has been an interesting possession. They've used just about 2.5 minutes of clock to move from their own 45 to just outside the 15-yard line, and taking more time than Paradise Honors is probably used to. Look at the diving attempt. The catch is made.
Unbelievable.
That catch made by Holt for the touchdown.
Man, rolling out to the left and dragging away everybody on that entire team. Mohave does a good job of flowing, but that throwback is a very, very difficult throw. So Nolan Rao being able to break down, throw a crossbody all the way back to the center of the field. And not only that, Cougar Holt coming down with that ball is absolutely insane. Look at that.
Wow, that is an absolutely terrific look at it. Going to give our production guys a great a big pat on the back for that one. Derek Simmons, our producer, also shot that play, gave us the camera look, and our technical director, Jeff Arganda. I get that right? I think I got it right. Jeff Arganda is our technical director. This is only the second game he's ever done, and he gave us a great look at the touchdown right there. Wow, nice job. We'll see it again. And I keep wanting to say Torrey Holt. Remember the great NFL receiver, Torrey Holt, the Los Angeles Rams?
Back in the Oski days?
Back when they used to say Oski. Cougar Holt is the guy that hauls this one in, and I just love the way he went after the football.
I mean, just in really tight coverage again. and being able to get his hands underneath, I mean, that would have standed in a college or NFL football game. There's no recap, so great call from the ref. A fantastic catch following that ball through. Just, when you get into the playoffs, a lot of the plays that you have adapted are going to be in tight coverage like that, and the teams that win in playoffs are the teams that make the big plays.
Well, I have that as a 16-yard touchdown pass. And this line drive kick gets picked up at the 14-yard line. Trying to get to this edge. And then the push out of bounds. Mojave's going to have decent field position. They're going to mark him at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, kicking it to Moses is always dangerous, and he crossed the field. Great job by Paradise Honors flowing, but he ran a long way and still picked up a good amount of yards.
Mohave, after the point after failed by the Panthers, Mohave will have a 14-12 lead for the moment, and they've got the football in hand, and they'll start from their own 35-yard line. And they'll give it over the right side. Wetzer Perez, and he is going to approach midfield. There's a marker that came out behind the play from the linesman, and he'll call a hold on the offense. So it's coming back. Don't worry about that one. Fans here at the field house going to cheer for a moment, and then they're going to let the officials know about it when they indicate the hold.
Man, I thought number 56, Even Seashoals, actually did a really good job. Just 24, Jeremiah Perez just put on the burners, and he had good outside contain. He closed the hole and just couldn't catch up to him. But, plays like that, again, talking about playoff football, you win by inches.
Well, it's a pretty good-looking play, a pretty good-looking result.
That's a 10-yard penalty. It'll be first down.
Obviously, it comes back, and they mark it off from where the flag was thrown, and that was at the line to gain. So it comes all the way back to the 35-yard line, the original line of scrimmage, and it's first down all over again for the Thunderbirds. They snap it. Yoni is into the game, returns to the game, and he gets knocked out. Somebody set the edge nicely and forced him back inside, and Yoni is going to get dropped for no gain on the play.
Yeah, I don't know how confident I'd be feeling in running your quarterback that just got off of IR. You got Isaac Urias in there. Maybe put him in the backfield and let him start banging it a little bit, because the last thing you want to do is get Joe Yoni hurt in this game, first round of the playoffs.
Second down play, straight ahead. Joe Yoni Jr. is the quarterback. And he's looking to his right side to throw. He'll step up.
And here's where he's scary.
He breaks that pocket, and he's on his way. Still alive across the 40 of Paradise Honors. That is one tough customer to bring down. It'll be 28 yards. I'm looking for flags. I see none. I see a flag. I'll tell you what, there's a flag on the field. We do have to take a timeout. I apologize for that, everybody. You'll watch it on your screen. You'll see a replay right here, and then we'll step out for just a momentary timeout. But look at the replay, and that absolute beast of a runner there at quarterback, Joe Yoni Jr. What a run.
From right here.
We'll return in a moment, everybody. The Sports Zone Game of the Week in the playoffs presented by Desert Star Academy. Back after this.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has the kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
And we appreciate you hanging with us there. They did run, you saw the play of the incomplete pass from Mohave. And after they marked at that penalty a moment ago, it's now 2nd down and 12. 2nd and 12. The Thunderbirds are on 33-yard line.
Yeah, that last pass, there was a lot of velocity on it. Just slipped right through number 15, Tristan Urias' hands.
On Mohave, it's an illegal substitution. That's been declined. 3rd down.
So after the incomplete pass, it is 3rd down and 12 now.
Now here's what we haven't been seeing. Here we go. We got Joe Yoni and Isaac Urias in the backfield. Back to the bread and butter, and here we go. Look at that bounce.
And Urias does bounce off the defender. He'll turn it up, square those shoulders. Needed 12, and he got 12 yards. That'll be a Mohave 1st down.
Sometimes more is less, and if you got dogs like that, let the dogs run.
He has an injured player on the field for Paradise Honors. We're going to hope that young man is okay. We'll stay here for just a moment. The ball will be at the 45-yard line, Mojave's own 45-yard line, after that 1st down run by Urias. And they're going to take a look at that young man. We will stay right here right now. You'll take another look at Urias, turn it up, and get that 1st down yardage. Real quick, my broadcast partner, everybody, is this young man here, is Zach Regan. Zach, you are a coach in the area. I mentioned you coach at Desert Star Academy. And you're also, you've coached, around the area for a long time. You were a player for River Valley. Now, I would think we're going to have a few listeners out there that are from the White Mountains area and maybe some Snowflake listeners. And this is the guy I'm talking about, Zach Regan. Well, Zach, you played on the River Valley football team that won a state championship in 2014.
Yes, sir. It's our 10-year reunion this year. We never got anything together, but if anybody's listening, Coach Ruckel, Coach DeShano, any players, we better get working on that.
Who did you beat in 2014?
Oh, Snowflake.
The Snowflake Lobos, you say?
Yeah, we beat them in 13-2.
I remember the game.
Who remembers?
We broadcast that game.
I heard we could be nightmare fuel to some of you.
River Valley had some rough and tumble teams in the day.
Give me 4 years to train and we could play it again. No, I'm just kidding.
So no, congratulations on the championship. That's something not a lot of young men out there can say.
Yeah, so my coach Mark Ruckel won a state championship with Mohave back in the like I said, the Oski days. He coached us to a state championship, and that's kind of why I stay in the sport. Hopefully I could pass on the knowledge I've obtained to these new young men, maybe give them what we had.
Here's the give, and that is not going to go very far for Huerta Perez. He gets dumped after a 2-yard pickup. The ball advanced to the 42-yard line for the Thunderbirds.
Look at this hit by number 6, Aiden Power. What a physical bam. Flew in there. Big collision.
Yeah, well done. 2nd down and 13 now. The line to gain is the 45 of Paradise Honors. Yoni back to throw and scrambles a bit, throws it up for grabs, and it is not hauled in, but almost was. And that almost turned into a pretty nifty highlight right there. It's going to fall incomplete, intended for Anthony Moses.
And Paradise Honors listeners, you do not realize how lucky you are. He pulls that down probably 98% of the time. So great breakup by the Paradise Honors defense. And not so lucky for the Mohave Thunderbirds.
It really was good timing, wasn't it? And the defender, Cougar Holt, is the guy. He caught that touchdown on the diving catch just a few moments ago for Paradise Honors, and now he is there to break up that pass.
If you're number one, we kind of preach that number one has got to be a team captain. You don't pick number one. you earn number one. So if Cougar Holt's running around number one, I'd like to think he presents himself as a team captain. And right now.
So you get to wear number one?
Me?
Where you're at? I mean, you let a player wear it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, Yoni steps up. It opens up in front of him. Look at the sliding step as he works to put a move on the defender. 17 yards to gain into Paradise territory and a first down for the Thunderbirds.
I mean, just that false step. Every time he takes a false step, the whole defense has to freeze. I mean, you just never know where he's going to go. And not only that, a lot of kids can't break down and make cuts at absolute top speed, but yet he can. And everybody's nightmare fuel for us is that he's a junior.
Yeah, pretty impressive. And that's not a travel, you're telling me? You don't call a travel on that play?
Well, you know, I was a wrestler. Basketball is for the others.
For guys that can't wrestle?
That's right.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Mm-hmm. I could say a lot of more mean things, but, you know, broadcasters don't have opinions.
Well, you're a River Valley guy.
Well, never said.
The 38-yard line, the line of scrimmage for the Thunderbirds. Huerta Perez has it. And he'll get spilled at the 30-yard line. Gain of 8 yards on that play. It'll be second down and very short coming up.
And the clocks kind of start coming into the vision of these teams. We're breaking 2 minutes. Mojave's actually finally got into positive territory. But Paradise Honor should be thinking about it also because who gets the ball at half? Mohave gets the ball at half. If they could push this down and score and get the ball at halftime, that would be a huge plus for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, no question. 95 seconds remaining in the first half of this one. 3 receivers to the left for Yoni. Solo receiver to the right. And they're going to try to run the receiver screen to Anthony Moses, and it works nicely for a 4-yard that's a 4-yard gain. More importantly, that's a first down.
Yeah, they kind of ran a trip set tunnel screen. You could see right there at the very end, Ben Pollock, number 77, picks it up, puts it down, and goes and puts a waylay on that guy about to wrap up Moses. So, you know, having big physical offensive linemen that could fly out into the flats and make hits like that, you kind of got corners starting to put their heads on a pivot.
Huerta Perez up the middle, able to get past the first line of defense and pick up 7 yards. 7 yards the gain to the 19 of Paradise Honors. We're under a minute remaining, and now a timeout is spent by Mohave. We'll grab a timeout as well.
Timeout.
Stand by, everybody. A 2-point lead for the Thunderbirds in the 3A state playoffs. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week. It's presented by Desert Star Academy.
Toyota will paint. Top dollar for your trade, whether you buy a vehicle from us or not. Get a free appraisal. Get a free Carfax report. Get a check. And we'll pay you up to 120% above Kelly Blue Book value. Hatch Toyota is buying quality late model vehicles. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Get an appraisal. Get a check. We want your vehicle and are willing to pay for it. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and hatchtoyota.com.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior...
Not yet.
Hey, back into it, everybody. You saw the pass reception made. And let me see if I can dial up the yardage for you on that. I believe that was an 8-yard pickup on the left sideline for the Thunderbirds. They got out of bounds to stop the clock with 43.8 seconds now remaining here in the first half, and apologies for the mix-up there. That was all my fault, so I'll gladly accept the blame a moment ago. But we're back into it, everybody, in the final, again, 44 seconds here of the second quarter. And we get stoppage.
48-8. 48-8.
And they're going to put some more time back up on the clock, as you can tell.
Mojave's
On the
doing
clock.
a pretty good job of clock management right now. Driving the ball down. They're on the 8-yard line. 50 seconds left to go. If they play their cards right here, they could see themselves going up 20, 21 points with no time left and getting the ball at half. Props to their coaching staff.
So we're first and goal at the 8-yard line for Mohave. Yoni wants to try and take it himself, and he gets stood up. Well, listen, he's got some flashy moves, but I'm not so sure he wants to run power football when there's some defenders standing in front of him, and I don't think he got anything out of that. I think he got just back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play.
Yeah, running it up the gut again. He must be feeling healthier than we know.
And Mohave, by the way, with the timeout, we stay right here. 14-12, the Thunderbirds in front of Paradise Honors. Closing out the first half of this 3A state opening round playoff game in Bullhead City. Floyd Simmons and my broadcast partner is Zach Regan. So we're about to look at the 10th play of this Mohave drive. It is easily their longest possession by number of drives in the whole game. Prior to this, the longest possession, if you can believe this or not, longest possession in terms of number of plays, 5 plays. 5 plays.
Wow.
That's it. And here's the 10th play of this drive, which began at Mojave's 35-yard line when we had 5 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the half. So you can see they've done a pretty good job of taking the time down, but now they've got to figure out a way to get the ball across the goal line, collect the 6 points. And one way they'll do that is they'll go up under center with Isaac Urias. Urias looking to the end zone, overthrowing his receiver. It's incomplete on that side.
Now, little props to the coaching staff here because I have not seen Mohave run an I-back formation all season. So that means from last year making their playoff run and kind of making adaptations and realizing what the game is, it looks like they put in a new formation, and that play was wide open, just a missed throw by Isaac Urias. But still, I'm glad Mohave is adapting, and if they could do that throughout the playoff season and constantly adapt throughout, they give themselves a pretty good chance.
Well, how many times do you think anybody saw Urias go up under center and then throw the football this season on film? I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it's very likely that that's happened.
Not me. And when he rolls out of center and you see Isaac rolling out into the flat with a football in your hand, you're going to attack, which is going to open up the throw over top.
Now from the shotgun. And he's looking left, Urias, and that one comes out of his hands. That's a fumble. He scoops it up. Nope, the referee says you were throwing the football. Well, that brings up an interesting issue here on that play because he was throwing and trying to stop his throw. Then it came out of his hands because of the momentum, and that's why he went and picked it up, feeling himself like he fumbled it. You can see right there we didn't go back far enough. We didn't capture the replay long enough to get the start of that play, so we really can't tell from that angle what happened. It's a pretty good angle. We just couldn't tell what happened on that.
I didn't see a wide receiver over there, so he might have been pump faking it, but, that was a...
I don't know. I don't think it was pump faking as much as he was reevaluating his decision at the time.
Without a wide receiver over there, it was probably a pretty good reevaluation, just not big enough hands.
Now, Whalen is on to try the left-handed 25-yard field goal out of Urias' hold, and he's got plenty of leg, and he splits the uprights. Well, that's big, and they're running the clock still. They never stop the clock at 22 seconds, and it keeps running down.
We call that home field advantage.
Yeah. They took 7 seconds away from Paradise Honors on that. We'll see what the officials figure out about it. The kick was good, obviously. The field goal from 25 yards away, and listen, that's a mini victory for Paradise Honors, don't you think? That they did not give up any more than the 3 points on the field goal.
Reset the clock to 20 seconds.
Oh, massively. I mean, Paradise Honors played Mohave in week 2 and won. Mohave was injury-riddled at the time. They are a brand-new team, and Mojave's added a lot to their offense, so they were pretty confident coming in that with this new ability and this newfound strength, that Paradise Honors could be a game they could dominate. On that first drive, really thought Mohave was going to start showing them their stuff, but Paradise Honors is doing a fantastic job of adapting and overcoming. And right there, that you're talking about adaptation. Holding them to 3 right there is absolutely massive. And they give the ball 20 seconds. Maybe something crazy happens here.
Well, we were talking about, returning a kickoff for a touchdown in the earlier game when River Valley was down by 3 scores, and guess what they did? They returned the kickoff late in the game against Raleigh. They returned the kickoff for a touchdown. Now, it did get called back on a penalty, but that is something that Paradise Honors would love to have about right now. Onside kick attempt is going to belong, momentarily anyway, to Mohave with 18.9 seconds. A flag came out, and I don't know why.
I couldn't imagine why they took the flag there. And
Anthony Moses went up tall and hauled it in. That was a beautifully executed onside kick.
Well, avenging himself from earlier on that dropped pass for that deep throw. So him coming up and getting that was highly impressive. The amount of height he got was.
I don't know why they would call a penalty on that. The officials will tell us why here in a moment. Oh, you know what? Contact on the receiving team before the ball gets there, right? Did he call a fair catch? Is that kick-catch interference? We're about to find out.
Hey, Siri.
The referee is going to tell us straight away.
On Mohave, we have kick-catch interference. That's 15 yards from the spot of the foul. It's to be first down.
The rare kick-catch interference.
It's going to make it tough to get an onside kick with that rule being involved.
Yeah, and I think it's because of what you were pointing out. I think he tried to fair catch it.
Yeah, and I think, something in my mind clicks into that. I'm pretty sure that you kind of have to onside kick it with a bounce to kind of wave that off. But, yeah, there was a college game the other day that everybody fair caught it and they couldn't stop it. So, interesting rule. But, again, Paradise Honors taking that into account, and good thinking by number 8, Parker Daly, if he did, because he just saved themselves a huge play and great field position.
But how about this? With that penalty, after the heads-up fair catch attempt, and then the interference, of course, that got penalized, Paradise Honors is at the 38-yard line. They like to throw the ball a little bit. We'll see what they can do. Quick throw to the right side. They're going to run the hook and ladder, and it's going to work on the short side of the field. Still alive inside the 5. The dive to the end zone, and Paradise Honors pulls off the trick play on the short side of the field to perfection. A 38-yard touchdown.
Oh, my gosh. It's like watching the Cardinals lose to the Lions again. What a play.
Well, that's going to be 8 yards for the initial receiver. And then the touchdown and the rest of the yardage is going to go to Preston Brown. 30 yards to Preston and a touchdown. He doesn't get a catch, but he does get receiving yardage. And there is an injured player for Mohave down on the field. Well, what a way to end the first half. For the moment, anyway, the Panthers have a lead. They've surged ahead. They've got an 18-17 advantage over Mohave. Look at it again from the other side of the field. I got to be honest, I was shocked to see the hook and ladder on the short side of the field. There was almost no room to run and navigate over there, and yet Paradise Honors said, let's do it on this side.
They ran it out of twin set. No, that number 2 was in the backfield. So it shows the absolute wheels that Preston Brown has to get out there. Just perfectly executed. You talk about one play making the difference in these games. I mean, we're going from an onside kick recovered by Moses, turning into a situation where Mohave has a chance to take a shot, and a total flip and one play scoring. Just what an unbelievable turn of events. Again, we're talking about adaptation. I'm sure Paradise Honors probably one of those plays they put in for this game specifically, and wow, executing that just feels so good.
They're going to get the injured player off the field. That's Noah Anaya. And Anaya will go to the sideline. He looks like he might be okay, and we're going to hope that he is, and he makes a return for the Thunderbirds as soon as possible.
And big credit to him. He's a defensive lineman, read the play, never slowed down for a second. He's the one that actually got on the ankle on the 2-yard line. He still scored, but what an extra effort out of a defensive lineman. I mean, that's, as a coach, that is exactly what you want out of your players.
Two-point conversion attempt on the way for Paradise Honors.
Man, making this a 3-point game. What a swing. Just unbelievable. I love football. My coaches
Dead ball.
they love this.
Honors. I'll start.
5-yard penalty marked off. And now does Paradise Honors still go for 2, or are they going to try to kick the ball?
Timeout, Honors.
They're going to time out and talk it over.
I get it's 7 yards, but to be honest with you, if I'm Paradise Honors, I'm going to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. Because otherwise, 1 point's kind of the same, and if they can score on this, we obviously saw that Mohave has the ability to kick a field goal. You don't want to be caught down by 2 points, or up by 2 points, and Mohave with this epic kicker making it and beating you by 1 at the end. So you might as well take the shot now, knowing Mohave has the ability to do what they can.
Well, that's what the timeout is about. Let's see if they figure out an effective strategy to deal with that. They got to feel like they're playing a little bit with house money at the moment, because who would have expected them to be able to strike just like that? You know, the defense is expecting something from you, so to run successfully the trick play to get the touchdown, it's you're thinking they're going to do something to us, and they did it very effectively. Boy, look at the size of that right tackle for Paradise Honors. My goodness. Talking about Sean Lilmars. Lilmars, 6'8", 300 pounds, and he's just a sophomore. He's going to still grow a little bit. Rao to the end zone. The pass is caught, and it's good. The 2-point conversion works to perfection. And a scramble to the left and a delivery to Preston Brown. Or, was that Caden Brown?
Caden Rao.
I'm sorry, Caden Rao made the catch coming across the back of the end zone. Wow, what a play, and Paradise Honors with a huge 2-point conversion.
And what an extra effort. He comes across the entire backfield of the play. For any of my players listening, when you're on those backside drags, I get the ball's probably not going to go to you, but right there is why you continue to run those routes out. He got to the back of the end zone, sprinted all the way to the back pylon, quarterback scrambles out a little bit, and you end up being that guy that makes the big play. Don't be a DJ Moore for the Bears and walk off the sideline, sit down. Be that guy.
Fantastic finish to the half. Look at the hook and ladder right there. And there goes Brown to the end zone for the touchdown. What can Brown do for you? He can get you points on the board, put you in the lead, and then the 2-point conversion that you're looking at right here kept alive, and it's Caden Rao able to haul that in and do the toe tap at the boundary line and keep them in, keep at least a foot in, and there you go, a 20-17 advantage for Paradise Honors. Can they protect that in these final 11 seconds of the second quarter? Here's the kick. It's fielded at the 30-yard line, and it will be brought back. I want to go down and give your offense a chance to run a play.
2.5 seconds. That's enough time to get a few plays off.
Some extra fight to burn off about 6 more seconds at the end of that run. And Mohave, we'll see if Mohave just takes a knee here from their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, looking at these sizes, I mean, from here you could tell these are big kids, and then you actually start looking at the numbers. Sean Lilmars is 6'8", and he's a sophomore. I mean, he looks big, but there's still guys that kind of match his size. And speaking that 6'8" looks just a little big and not massive, shows to the stature of these teams. Mohave's a big team, and Paradise Honors is coming out here, and they are large and evenly matched. I mean, what a great football game.
So that guy plays offensive tackle. What position did you play? You played both sides of the ball, didn't you?
Yeah, I was a center and an outside linebacker.
Center.
But,
Yeah, you're built like a center.
Yeah, short and fat.
Well, I wasn't going to say that exactly. But, I mean, you're not 6'8", is all I meant to say.
Absolutely not. Never had that in me. Thanks, Dad.
So you were the center, and you said inside linebacker?
Outside linebacker.
Outside, okay. So you could give some chase.
Well,
you can move around a little bit.
I was 220 pounds. I was benching 300. I wasn't an easy guy to deal with. I mean, I did get a state ring, so I had to be okay.
220, yeah, state champion. How tall are you?
5'9" as a 14-year-old, 5'9" today. 5'10" with my big shoes on.
If you're 5'9" at 14, maybe you got a little growing yet to do. Here comes Isaac Urias, and he's going to get a bunch of yardage here to close out the half. That's a pretty sizable gain for Isaac. And it's going to go for 24 yards. 24 yards. No. Add a little more onto the end of that. That is a 32-yard gain for Urias to end the half. And a little spirited exchange between players at the end of it. We close it out just that way. What a great first half of this playoff football game where Paradise Honors will take a 20-17 lead into the locker room. We'll be back in a few moments, and we will talk. We'll break it down. We'll talk it up a little bit about that first half of football. We'll have some stats on the way from our statistician, the lovely Sonia Simmons. Didn't make the trip all the way from Lakeside, Arizona with us to Bullhead City tonight, but she is dutifully handling our stats work from a distance. She's remote working, and trust me, she does a terrific job. So we'll have a look at what she has compiled for us from the first half here in a moment. Stand by for our halftime breakdown, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. It comes up right after this. Stand by, everybody.
Toyota will paint top dollar for your trade, whether you buy a vehicle from us or not. Get a free appraisal. Get a free Carfax report. Get a check. And we'll pay you up to 120% above Kelley Blue Book value. Hatch Toyota is buying quality late model vehicles. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Get an appraisal. Get a check. We want your vehicle and are willing to pay for it. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and HatchToyota.com.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a two-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
Hey, Lifeline phone users, important news flash. If you don't use your phone regularly, it could get deactivated. Remember, use it, don't lose it. Call, text, or go online weekly to keep your free benefit active. Cellular One is here to keep you connected with our free Lifeline phone program, offering unlimited talk and text nationwide, plus 5 gigabytes of high-speed data. Stay connected with the largest, most reliable network on the Navajo Nation. Visit your nearest Cellular One store or mycellularone.com for details.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
Beam & Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beam & Drilling has the kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beam & Drilling.
If you like rodeos and you like Christmas, then how about a cowboy Christmas at the National Finals Rodeo? Yeehaw! Right now, when you choose the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for two at Cattleman Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets at the WME Theaters. Or you can choose a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 premium tickets to see the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, including 2 nights at Caesar's Palace, and gas money. Don't miss out on steak dinners, movie tickets, window tint, and a shot at winning a trip to the National Finals Rodeo in December.
536-5972, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first-half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
And we're back in, everybody. Welcome back to our broadcast perch high atop the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse. We are in Bullhead City, Arizona for tonight's 3A state opening round playoff matchup between the hometown and number 5 seeded Mohave Thunderbirds and the number 12 ranked Paradise Honors Panthers. And it's Paradise Honors who came up big at the end of the first half through a hook and ladder touchdown to get the lead and then converted on a masterful 2-point conversion to make it a 20-17 lead here at halftime over Mohave. Welcome back in. I'm Floyd Simmons along with my broadcast partner, Zach Regan. And Zach, that first half culminating with that late touchdown by Paradise Honors, it just felt like Mohave had the momentum for so much of that half. I don't know how Paradise Honors was able to stay in the game and keep it close, but boy, what a great job at the end to run the trick play to perfection and grab a lead going into halftime.
Well, it's pretty incredible, man. It's like one of those games where you're sitting there thinking like, wow, Mohave dominated. They've had the ball the whole game. They're racking up time. They're driving the ball. They're losing. How is that possible? It comes down to one mistake on play one, and Paradise Honors has the ability to make huge plays when they need to, and just absolutely unbelievable, because I bet you the amount of time Mohave held the ball to Paradise Honors is 3-1. Paradise Honors just doing a fantastic job continuing to get the good big plays done, and it's a tale as old as time.
Good call, Coach. Let's take a look at the scoring recap from the first half in this one today. It began for Mohave, or rather for Paradise Honors, on the first Mohave possession of the game. It was the Panthers who got it first, and they picked up a couple of first downs, but had to punt the ball away, and then with 8:44 left in the first quarter, Mohave got the ball for their first time at their own 23-yard line, and on the first play from scrimmage, they fumbled the football. They fumbled it, and Caden Waston was able to scoop it up and ramble in from about 25 yards away for Paradise Honors to give them their first points of the game. They failed on the 2-point try, and it was the Panthers in front, 6-0. Mohave got the ball back, and they went right to work. A 4-play scoring drive that started from their own 38-yard line, so a 62-yard field in front of them, and they went the distance in 4 plays. A 30-yard touchdown at the end of it, and it was Isaac Urias on a 30-yard touchdown run for the Thunderbirds to open up their scoring. The kick was good by Whalen, and the score there was now Mohave 7 and Paradise Honors 6. The next possession for Mohave resulted in another touchdown, a 5-play, 50-yard scoring drive this time, and the score came with 3:06 on the clock in the first quarter, and it looked like Mohave was just going to start to steamroll things here in that first half. It was Joe Yanni on a 30-yard touchdown run this time. The kick was good for Mohave to make it 14-6, the Thunderbirds in front of the Panthers. But after these two teams traded punches for a little bit thereafter, it was Paradise Honors who stepped up, and with 5:23 remaining in the second quarter, they scored at the end of an 8-play drive on a 16-yard touchdown pass from Nolan Rao to Cougar Holt. That diving catch by Cougar on a 16-yard catch, followed by a failed point after That saw Mojave's lead shrink to 14-12. Still in front, but Paradise Honors breathing down their necks at that point. Well, Mohave would score again on their next possession. This time it was a 25-yard field goal. The field goal good. Give me the first name on that kicker again, Mr. Whalen. I want to make sure that I don't have my roster in front of me, but
Parker Whalen.
Parker is the guy that delivered. He's a good kicker for sure for this Mohave team, and he connected from 25 yards out. Just a chip shot for that young man. That came with 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter to make it Mohave 17-12. And I got to tell you, it just looked like there was no real way that Paradise Honors would do anything more. But Mohave made it easy because they tried an onside kick, and what they did was they pooched it up in the air. They bumped it up in the air high, and there was an attempted fair catch made, which you can do on a kickoff. An attempted fair catch made by Paradise Honors. Heads-up play. The young man, by the way, who deserves the credit for the heads-up play, who called for it was Parker Daly, who called for the fair catch, and he was interfered with. It's called kick-catch interference, and Anthony Moses was the guy. You thought for a moment Anthony had recovered the onside kick, but unfortunately he made contact with the guy that called for the fair catch. You got to give him his space to catch the ball, and Anthony did not do that. So not only is it Paradise's Honors football, but they also got the penalty mark off, and they had the ball at the 35-yard line. And from there?
Well, the other part about that is that if Moses got that return, Joe Yoni is a kid that can throw a ball 60 yards. So instead of Paradise Honors getting the ball and ending up running that trick play and scoring, there was a legitimate threat that Mohave was going to be up 17-12 and take a shot. And not just a shot, a good shot. Joe Yoni can unleash it, and obviously we saw that Moses can get up and catch a ball, so there was a real threat about to happen, and what a switch. And big props to Paradise Honors. Like I said, their losses are to 4 very talented teams. They have been highly battle-tested their entire season. You don't become a 12 seed with 4 losses because you had a weak opponent. You played a tough schedule, and they are battle-tested, and they did not, even with only 10 seconds left on that clock, 20 seconds, they came down and ran a play to perfection, and, unbelievable.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But let's get to the scoring on that, because after that attempted onside kick that Paradise Honors got and then got the penalty yardage marked off, they went right to work, and they ran a short side, boundary side, hook and ladder play. I thought it was very bold of them to do that because there was very little room to work on that side of the field right in front of the Paradise Honors bench, but they did. And I think the pass was caught, if I'm not mistaken, by, I think it was Holt that caught it. I could be wrong about that, but I do think that Cougar Holt caught the pass, and then he flipped it to Preston Brown, who danced along that sideline and went the rest of the way into the end zone to put the points on the board and give Paradise Honors that 38-yard touchdown. The two-point conversion was also a pretty nifty play as Rao found Rao. No, it wasn't Rao that caught it. No, it was, yeah. Rao to Rao. Caden Rao caught the pass from Nolan Rao, his brother, in the back, going along the back of the end zone. He was able to toe tap, stay in bounds with the catch, and the two-point conversion was good. And guess what? The halftime score is Paradise Honors 20 and Mohave 17. We'll grab this timeout and come back with more of the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report right after this.
If you like rodeos and you like Christmas, then how about a cowboy Christmas at the National Finals Rodeo? Yeehaw. Right now, when you choose the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for 2 at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets at the WME Theaters. Or you can choose a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 premium tickets to see the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, including 2 nights at Caesar's Palace and gas money. Don't miss out on steak dinners, movie tickets, window tint, and a shot at winning a trip to the National Finals Rodeo in December.
536-597 Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cashback. Woohoo!
Factory Challenge is on! And Hatch Toyota in Sholo is stepping up! The factory has challenged us to sell 50 new Tundras by the end of the month. And guess what? We're gonna crush it! Every single Tundra, in every trim, every option, and every color, will be sold at factory invoice. You pay exactly what we pay. You'll save thousands. We'll even show you the factory invoice. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price you'll find anywhere. The challenge is real, and the savings are massive. That's Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Imagine watching your favorite team without a comfy couch to leap from when your team scores that winning touchdown, or a table for all of your favorite game time snacks, or even a media center to display your TV. Unthinkable. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, brings only the best to make your game time experience a winner. The Furniture Gallery will help make your house into a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
Hey, welcome back in, everybody, to the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse in Bullhead City, Arizona, along the Colorado River. It's just right over there, isn't it, the river? It's not very far away. Which way, that way?
Yes, sir.
To my left? To the screen's left?
That would be west, I think.
Okay.
In a building, you can't, there's no,
Well, you should know. You're a local guy.
Never eat soggy waffles. We figured it out.
That's a new one, but it sounds sensible.
I'm sure there's a better one. Just I never learned it.
Sounds very sensible. Halftime score here of this matchup in the first round of the 3A state playoffs for 2024, the Arizona Interscholastic Association playoffs. Halftime score 20-17. Paradise Honors in front of Mohave. Paradise the 12 seed, Mohave the 5 seed. So a possible upset in the making here. I've got a score here in the first quarter of the Sierra Linda Snowflake game. Anybody want to hear the score? Anybody interested? Our fans back home in the White Mountains, here's what it says right here in the first quarter. It says Sierra Linda 90, Snowflake nothing. That's really what it says. Does it not say that, Jeff? Jeff's saying yes. He's confirming. It says Sierra Linda 90, Snowflake nothing. Now, we know that cannot possibly be true.
I think that was our score in 2014.
Oh, when River Valley played Snowflake in the title game?
Yeah, something close like that.
Something like that? Probably not, but for you, I'm sure it feels like that, right? How good did that feel to beat Snowflake as a River Valley Dust Devil?
My dad has a funny story about that. In 2013, we played them in round 2 in Snowflake, and I don't know if y'all remember that, but it was 35, 40 degrees, freezing cold, 14 and a half, just an absolute duke out of a game.
Yeah.
We came victorious, but that following year, we ended up getting Snowflake again the state championship, and one of the Snowflake parents went up to my dad and said, River Valley, where are they from? Who are they? And he says, they're the guys that beat you last year. And he's like, what? I don't remember that.
He had a short memory, didn't he?
Yeah, Snowflake looked us off, so I think that was the juju that made it a 2-0 affair.
I got you. Hey, we've got a final score from Tucson in the 3A playoffs. Push Ridge has defeated Blue Ridge 43-0. 43-0. Push Ridge moves on. That is the hottest team in 3A football right now, I do believe. The Push Ridge Lions. And Florence is knocked off Wickenburg to advance in the playoffs. Florence beat Wickenburg 21-7. 21-7, the final score. Thatcher victorious. They'll move on in the playoffs. They beat Gilbert Christian 56-14. 56-14, the final score on that. And that looks to be about all that I have to offer you right now. We will have for our fans from the White Mountains, a Snowflake versus Sierra Linda actual score at some point, coming up a little later on in the broadcast. Earlier today, Round Valley advanced in the playoffs by defeating River Valley 35-18 on this very field. A game that concluded just before this one began. Well, they're about ready to go in the second half. Let me look at stats from the first half for you on the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. And we begin with Paradise Honors, who racked up a total of 169 yards of offense in the first half. They had 169 yards, 8 first downs for the Panthers, and 12 minutes and 52 seconds time of possession. They ran the ball for 65 yards. They threw for 104 yards in that half. Penalized 6 times for 70 yards and did fumble it one time. Never did turn the ball over in that first half. Their quarterback, Nolan Rao, is 11 of 18 for 104 yards and a touchdown. His leading receiver is Cougar Holt. He's got 5 catches for 42 yards and 1 score. Also checking in the receiving column is Preston Brown, 2 catches for 26 yards. Caden Rao has 2 catches for 15 yards. Jackson Short caught 1 pass for 14 yards, and Caden Wasden caught 1 pass for 7 yards in the first half. And on the ground running the football, the leading ball carrier is Charles Van Dyke, who was used a lot in the first quarter and a little in the second, and then wasn't hardly used at all down the stretch in that first half. 11 carries for 37 yards for the sophomore running back, Charles Van Dyke. Also, Parker Daly carried it twice for 31 yards. Cougar Holt 1 carry for 11 yards. Nolan Rao 2 rushes for minus 14 yards. And that might all be sack yardage on him. He was sacked twice, 2 times sacked in the game in the first half. Checking Mohave. Well, they got 189 yards of total offense, so the two teams are very evenly matched in that regard. Only 20 yards separating them. Mohave with 20 more yards of offense at 189. The Thunderbirds have 7 first downs. They had the ball for 11 minutes and 8 seconds in that first half. They ran the ball for 156 yards and passed for 33 in the half. They were penalized 6 times for 65 yards, fumbled once and lost that fumble, and also threw an interception, so 2 turnovers total in the first half for Mohave. Their quarterback, Joe Yoni, is 4 of 8 for 25 yards, 1 interception. Also, Isaac Urias is 1 of 4 in that half for 8 yards for the Thunderbirds. The leading receiver is Anthony Moses, 3 catches for 20 yards. Pedro Marentis, 2 catches for 13 yards. And running the football, Isaac Urias, 4 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown. Joe Yoni, the other quarterback, 4 rushes for 49 yards and a touchdown. Jeremiah Perez, 7 carries for 31 yards, and Tristan Urias, 1 carry for 1 yard in the first half. And those are your numbers. Anything jump off the page as you listen to all those stats thrown at you, Coach?
The stats are impressive. There is one thing on my mind currently. Isaac Urias did just walk out of the locker room in a sling. Not Isaac Urias, my bad. Joe Yoni did just walk out of the locker room in a sling. So that collarbone injury did kind of come back to haunt him. So here he is on the sideline right now.
There he is. Oh, boy, I tell you, look at that young athlete. And he is an extraordinary athlete. What else does he do? He can't just be a football player. He looks like he is a wicked basketball player. Although you don't know much about that, Coach. You like the wrestling, don't you?
What's basketball?
Yeah. It also looks like he probably plays some pretty good baseball as well. But whatever he is, whatever else he does, he's a terrific football player, and it's unfortunate we don't think we'll see him again here in the rest of the game. And for Mohave, we'll see what that means to them, because it does take an element of this dynamic offense away from them. They've got a great other guy out there in Urias who had that good first half. But what I don't think they can do right now is I don't think they can stretch the field very much throwing the football.
No, it's at least Mojave's got, if you want to look at the upside, they haven't had Yoni for 6-7 weeks. So it's not like they haven't been in this position. Isaac Urias has done a great job. I mean, he has beat a lot of top-tier opponents. Mohave did finish very strong, so it's not like they're helpless. Just I hope this doesn't rattle them. I really hope they lock in here, because Paradise Honors sees that. They're going to feel momentum, and they cannot let momentum beat them right now, because everybody knows momentum can be an absolute killer in a football game.
And it's going to be up to Isaac Urias, that quarterback right there, to not only lead his team like he'll try doing on the ground here right now, but lead them in spirit as well and rally the troops. A short gain, call it a single yard on the play for Isaac as he opens up this second half, and we bring you back into this 3A state playoff matchup here in the first round. It is the home team, the number 5 seeded Mohave Thunderbirds, taking on number 12 Paradise Honors, but the lead right now belongs to the 12 seed. Paradise in front of Mohave, 20-17 as the second half gets underway. My name is Floyd Simmons, and my broadcast partner making his debut here with the Sports Zone. And I got to tell you, you may not understand just how special it is for you to be making your debut with the Sports Zone, but trust me, it's a big deal for you, son.
Oh, and, I love it. I love it.
Okay?
I mean,
let's keep it in mind.
Going to keep it on my resume?
Yes. Put a little star by it as well, okay?
Yeah.
This is Zach Regan joining me on the broadcast. Toss sweep right side, and that is going to be, I mean, there's nothing going on right there. Wow, what a job by this Paradise Honors defense. And they are going to stand the running back straight up, and we're talking about Jeremiah Huerta Perez, 6'1", 190. That's just a sophomore, but 6'1", 190, and he went the wrong direction thanks to Caden Wasden and the rest of that defense.
Oh, this is exactly what Mohave did not need. I mean, a momentum swing. We just talked about it. Paradise Honors is fueled off this heavy. And again, this is a team that has been heavily battle-tested, and they get formations like this, situations, they're going to act on it. So Mohave better put a goal line stand here pretty powerfully.
Yeah, and my bad on not calling out the fumble. Pardon me on that. Yeah, the fumble recovered by Paradise Honors. What an opportunity for the Panthers right here, as they'll get an early second half possession and a very short field at the 18-yard line after the fumble recovery. Toss left side. Nolan Rao connects with Caden Rao, and Caden is able to get 2 yards on the play, and that's all he's able to get because the defender was flying downhill to make that tackle.
Pedro Martinez just saved the touchdown. I mean, Paradise Honors is going back to the well. You really feel like they're trying to set something up here. They've ran a tunnel screen to that short side of the field 4 or 5 times, and not only that, their hook and ladder play was also to that same short side. So I'm highly concerned for Mohave that Paradise Honors is building onto something, and they're going to attack it. This looks like a situation they might do it as well.
After a 1-yard gain on that play, 2nd down and 9 now. The ball at the 17-yard line of Mohave. Handoff up the middle, and there is that sophomore running back, Mr. Van Dyke, and he is going to get tackled at the 10-yard line. 7-yard gain on the play for Van Dyke. Well, the Mohave crowd has gone pretty quiet here at the Fieldhouse. See if they give it to Charles again. Charles Van Dyke wants to go up the middle, but there's early movement on the offensive line, and that'll go back 5 yards.
Looking specifically at Paradise Honors' offensive line here for a second, starting to give them props. They're getting great push. That right guard, number 64, let's give him a shout-out. Nope, wrong one. This 64.
Honors.
Nate
Dead
Godino.
ball. Repeat, 3rd down. On my whistle.
So 3rd down and 6. After the mark off on the false start. They fake it to Van Dyke, throw toward the end zone, dangerously so, and that was that skips in at the feet of the defender. The nearest guy was that Mohave defender, Cesar Rodriguez, but it is incomplete.
Again, thank Anthony Moses. Him coming off that edge untouched like that and getting his hands up really caused a poor throw. I think big number 79, their sophomore right tackle, might just be missing that he's supposed to pick him up. He's got a guy sitting head up, but he keeps going inside. I think this just might be a mistake on the Paradise Honors offensive line.
3 receivers split to the right. Rao fakes that way, then throws back the other side. He's got a screen set up to Caden Rao, who might have fumbled at the end of the play on the hit. He'll be knocked down on this 4th down effort, knocked down at the 3-yard line, and guess what? That's going to work out all right. That's a 12-yard pickup, but at the end of a hard hit, Caden is going to stay down on the ground for a moment. It didn't help that his offensive lineman came crashing down on top of him with a lot of his weight. We're hoping that Caden is okay. Coming in at the end of the play, there was Jaden Marquez, 6'2", 270 is all he weighs, but Caden eventually does get up off the field.
That's it?
Yeah, just 270.
Oh, well, Cesar Rodriguez put a hit on him. He came down hard. But again, we look again to that short side tunnel screen. That's going to be the 6th time they've ran that. Paradise Honors sees a matchup, and they're continuously attacking it. And Mohave has got to start adjusting because 1st and 3 on the goal line is not a good situation to be in.
Van Dyke, he'll take it up the middle and reach the 2. So a single-yard gain before Mohave closes it down and prevents any further progress. A 20-17 advantage right now for the Panthers, and they're trying to make this a 2-score game here on their opening second-half possession.
Trying to see who to give specific credit to for, but that linebacker on that play side, it might have been number 15 or number 33, but either way, they filled fantastically. I mean, great save.
Honors with the ball. And that's not going very far. Is that a lineman number that they handed the ball off to? It almost looked like they went like jumbo package right there. I couldn't tell. Maybe not. Maybe that was Van Dyke again. So we'll assume it was Van Dyke, and he lost a yard on that play.
Well, we love giving Hoggies love, but number 32, Deegan Perry, again, another stud on this Mohave team, is giving them light here. Mohave needs this. This is a momentum killer. These are 2 huge downs.
Third down and goal from the 3-yard line. Van Dyke up the middle. He is fighting, and he is going to go into the end zone. That is a Paradise Honors touchdown.
And a dagger.
Well, they just kept going right back to the sophomore, and eventually a young man who I think is going to make a big name for himself in the next couple of years for the Panthers program. Eventually, the battering ram was able to get into the end zone.
Yeah, you love to see that running back, especially a sophomore. I mean, he is a young back, but, to teach him to hit the hole with a low shoulder, and you see the feet just constantly churn. They never slowed down for a second. He earned every inch of that, and what a massive play for Paradise Honors, potentially making this a 10-point game.
That's the first time we're going to see this Paradise team kick the ball. And you know what? It was good enough.
Now, on a coaching standpoint, what Mojave's defense did there right there would kind of frustrate me. I get that it's a bad situation, but only sending 4 guys to try to block a PAT is kind of a no-go for me.
8:26 on the clock, third quarter. We'll grab a timeout. A 10-point Paradise Honors lead in the playoffs. Stand by. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Desert Star Academy.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has the kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
Short kick return for Mohave, and they'll have the ball at their own 37-yard line. Well, it's way too early to panic, way too early for Mohave to be too worried. Only a two-score deficit to make up with better than a quarter and a half remaining to play. But I will say that the Thunderbirds, they're playing like there is a lot of air been taken out of the room for them. I don't know if it's because of the Joe Yoni injury. I don't know what it is, but they need to recapture some of that momentum and energy they had in that first half. They'll run the ball into the middle of the field, and a very short gain, 2 yards of the pickup right there.
Yeah, you like to think that you could go into halftime and kind of just put out that fire of momentum Paradise Honors has, but I think sitting in that locker room with Joe Yoni, who is the guy you've been practicing to rely on all week, taking his pads off is a deflating feeling. And then one play turning the ball over. I mean, just series of events blasting Mohave in a row. They got to overcome this.
After that, Tristan Urias carry for 2 yards. The ball at the 39-yard line now. And here comes Isaac Urias, the quarterback. And he is going to step up. And he'll get spun down. He gained a yard on the play. Boy, that defense for Paradise Honors has really stepped up.
Man, a lot of teams have a hard time breaking down Urias in that situation. Not only that, a bummer, they attacking Urias that quick. He had a wide open number 5 down the center of the field, too. It was a big miss. But, man, what a clutch way to make that tackle. I've seen Urias break that tackle 100 times, and there was not a lot behind that linebacking core.
You saw a great play by Siren Cook, 5'10", 270, a senior defensive tackle, and Cook delivers just a 1-yard gain on that play for a guy that was among the leading rushers in the first half for Mohave. Third down at 7 from their own 40-yard line. Thunderbirds throw, catch is made. Wow, that was a terrific catch. And it'll be near midfield. They'll mark him out, I think, at the 49-yard line. At the end of it, it's a 9-yard pass reception, and that's going to be helpful for Mohave. Anthony Moses hauls it in.
And that's what he's got to continue to do, and that's got to be Mojave's go-to guy. I mean, I know the guy made one drop early in the game, but that does not represent him as a whole. This kid is an athlete. And what a great job by Aiden Powers for holding on by the skin of his teeth. I mean, he had probably one finger on that T-shirt. Otherwise, that could have been a big bust.
So that's a big first down gain. The boundary side is the left side of the formation. That's also where you get 3 receivers. So a solo receiver at the top, and they'll go instead to Huerta Perez. And how about 7 yards to pick up? That takes it into Paradise territory to the 44-yard line.
Paradise Saunders goes into a set where they got 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and they send heat, and the offensive line picked it up, had a great drive, good kick, just a good run. I mean, just as good of a run game as you want to see. It's what all you can ask for as a coach.
The Thunderbirds taking their time in the huddle. Taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage and using up a lot of the play clock. The fake and the follow straight up the middle. The quarterback trying to take it himself, and Urias he gained a yard on the play. It's really all he got.
I just love watching the kid. I feel like everybody in here feels the same way. He was running into a pile, and for some reason you can still feel in your gut that he's got a chance of breaking it. I mean, the vision, I do think that leading up number 24, Jeremiah Perez, into a hole that Isaac's going to hit, I think more of kind of like a read option and let him pull it is a little more dangerous than true power, but they're probably going to run power right here because it's 3rd and 1. They got to get this.
Well, 3rd down, we're going to call it 2 yards to get that first down. It's Huerta Perez. And guess what? On the handoff, on the give, Isaac Urias, he is going to come up lame. He hurt his arm, hurt his hand, hurt something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was some problem with the mesh or somebody hit him when his hand was in, trying to whether he was going to keep or give. Somebody hit him there, but he's a little bit hurt. He's staying in the huddle. But look what happens here. That is a loss on the play of 5 yards.
What kills me is the defensive end on Paradise Honors crashed down. That was a true give. He had no intention of pulling, but if Isaac Urias did pull, there was huge gains. Just one of those in the moment didn't click.
It's 4th down and 6. Mojave's going for it. Left side toward the sideline. What a catch!
Unbelievable.
That should be good for a first down. Yeah, that's 8 yards on the catch. Anthony Moses hauls it in.
Feed him. I mean, if he hasn't proved himself at this point, what a way to go for a ball under pressure and get a toe down. Huge first down on 4th and 6. I mean, this is what Mohave needs to do, and they need to start pounding it down and putting it in. And looking at the time, there's only 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. I feel like this game just started.
Yeah, there was plenty of time for Mohave. No time to panic, but they went for it on 4th down in a big conversion. And they've got the ball at the Paradise 39-yard line. 3 receivers to the right of the formation for Urias. And he'll try to step up. He ran into his own guy, and now he'll have to throw it. Well, the marker comes down late. Urias is sprawled on the ground after he took a big hit on the release. That is going to be that's an ejection. They have just ejected the player that made the hit on Urias. Obviously, it's going to be roughing the passer. And emphatically, the referee has ejected a Paradise Honors player.
That'd be Parker Daly. Again, Parker Daly is he is the one that caused the strip on play 1 of the game for Mojave's offense. Losing him, who's averaging 7 tackles a game, is absolutely devastating. And here goes Mohave Paradise Honors.
They're going to get into it opposite of where the call was being made. And now another marker comes out. Several markers on the field right now. 3 total flags I see out at the moment. I don't see any officials have taken their hat off yet. That's when you know it's really getting interesting. Now there's another flag. And that's going to be one of those Mohave players, and he might be invited to sit out the rest of the game. He keeps yelling there comes the referee, and he's going to throw his hat, and I think you're going to get an ejection from, Mohave has just had a player ejected.
This is unbelievable, man. I've seen this 100 times, and it's just a shame that this is happening. Paradise Honors also has to remember they've already had a sideline warning. If their head coach gets kicked out, he's gone for this game, and if they win next game. So this is just a bonehead football move on both teams. Get off the sideline, play the game.
That is Pedro Morentes, who was the last guy flagged there. And I think Pedro is – I thought he got ejected. Now he's yelling at his own teammate. Now teammates are getting after each other on the Mohave sideline. I get that it's emotional. I get that, potentially it's your last game of the season. It's the playoffs. You lose, you're done. But there is 16 minutes and 12 seconds of football left and you're down by 10. You have got to keep your cool. You've got to stay in. And now Morentes continues to point at the Paradise Honors sideline. He's got to get in control of himself. He's got to take control. Somebody's got to help him out, that young man, and help him keep his head cool. On the Paradise Honors side, they've got their own issues as well. And eventually, at some point, we're going to figure out what the officials are going to decide on this. I think we're going to get offsetting, right?
Probably a lot of offsetting. I mean, I see 16 flags out there and a couple hats and just a lot of laundry.
And I think 2 players have been ejected. One of the things I think that Morentes keeps pointing at the Paradise sideline because I think he's saying, hey, their guy got ejected. How come he's not out? When is he going to leave the field?
Look, the Mohave coaches are starting to walk across the field. They just need to get on the sideline and bring their team back. Paradise Honors doing a better job keeping their defense in a huddle, but the Mohave kids, giving them this free reign is how this continues to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on the field right now, and I'm not sure there should be. The referee and his team are still talking it over, discussing it.
And this is why my team gets the famous butt chewings I usually give. This got to stop.
Also, take a look at the quarterback. Take a look at Isaac Urias. And I think his issue is, because he was describing what happened to him, it looked like he was describing to his teammate that he got hit in the rib cage on the release, and that's where his pain might be radiating from is the right side of his torso, the rib cage area, because he took a hit on the release. Do we have a replay of the play? And can we see on the replay, the hit made as he released the football? We'll find out right there. Yeah, you get a little look at it. Maybe we go back and look at that real slow, and then you can pick out where he got nailed. And that caused the referee to eject the defender. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I mean, that's 3 steps after the release.
Yeah.
So now you understand exactly why the official invited that player to leave the game.
Yeah, and Mohave, it was a justified penalty, and removing that kid from the game.
Mohave, number one, personal foul, unsportsmanlike, been ejected. Honors, personal foul, unsportsmanlike. Number 8 has been ejected. What do we got over here?
Okay, so number 1 on Mohave ejected, number 8 on Paradise Honors ejected.
Now there's a few more penalties we got to go over.
Four minutes, 12 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yes. We also have personal foul, unsportsmanlike, on Mohave. The Mohave and the Honors, they're offset. The 15 yards on the hit here goes back 15 yards. Okay. Against them. 15 yards this way. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that initial hit that produced the unsportsmanlike, essentially a flagrant foul that it got the player ejected, that's going to be a 15-yard mark-off against the Paradise Honors defense. And then after that, I think, was a multiple offsetting penalty. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
I think maybe the ref was pointing the wrong way because he said there was another 15-yard on Mohave, and he was pointing to the left and then moved it to the Paradise side. So I wonder who specifically they're calling that on, because if it was on the sideline, there should be a head coach ejection if I'm not wrong. So it must have been on a player. As Rudy Olvera, the head coach of Mohave, I'd like to know who exactly that was. I'm thinking it was probably on the wide receiver out of bounds on the sideline, but who exactly knows? There was a lot going on.
27-17, Paradise Honors in front of Mohave. Now, what will this do to the game? Because now we're talking, what's it been, 10 minutes that we've been sitting here sorting it out, that these players haven't been playing, that the adrenaline levels change, different things happen. Obviously, there's been some bad levels of adrenaline rushing for a little bit of time. But what happens at this point, moving ahead?
I'm highly concerned. I've seen a lot of games from at this point, with Mohave and sometimes River Valley, but just locally, that these tensions don't tend to go down. And if they keep confronting each other, and this is going to be a hard-fought battle, that this hopefully does not go bad. And it looks like they moved the ball 15 yards back against Mohave, so there we go.
Okay, so they mark off 15 on Mohave, but are you saying that which ones were offsetting, and then which one was the foul that they said, okay, this one gets counted? I don't understand that, because this all started with the unsportsmanlike foul that got the Paradise Honors player ejected. Okay. But still, they're marking the 15 against Mohave. It's a little confusing, and I got to be honest with you, it's got to be very confusing right now for the officials as well. And they're doing their best to sort it out. There was a lot of activity happening, and they're just doing the best they can to try and restore some order to the situation and mark a penalty.
Yeah, I think it's going to break down to they're probably counting 2 of the 15 the personal fouls during the play, and Mohave must have got one after the whistle was blown. I don't really see any other way to justify it. Maybe there was 5 personals against Paradise and 6 against Mohave, so if you cancel all those out, it equates to 15-yard loss. Didn't even know.
What I wish they would do is I wish they would mark off every penalty. So mark 15 this way, and then mark 15 back over there.
Just keep walking.
And then just keep going until they finally got down to the last one.
Great exercise.
Then we would all be no longer confused.
We wouldn't get out of here until midnight, but yeah, I like the thought.
They've started the clock. Pump fake and a deep throw. That one's going to come out and flutter low, short of the target. They were looking for who else down that. I would be looking for Anthony Moses if it was up to me. And Moses was the target, but that came out way short of the intended receiver. It's incomplete.
And that's where not having Joe Yoni is going to hurt Mohave, because Joe Yoni not only completes that pass, but he has the ability to throw that ball an extra 15 yards. Isaac just kind of threw off the back foot. He is not a quarterback in nature. He's a running back, so he's just being a stud athlete and doing the best he can. And, again, ball fell a little short.
3 receivers on the field side. The wide side, that's left of the quarterback, and the solo receiver is to his right. And we're going to look at a receiver screen. Anthony Moses catches, and he'll turn it up, breaking tackles, staying on his feet across the 40-yard line. So a pretty nice chunk play, and about 17 on the gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 8 yards.
Mohave answers Paradise Honors tunnel screen with the tunnel screen themselves. And big Ben Pollock, number 77, you look here, has a great kick out on that Paradise Honors DN. But again, Moses makes a catch. He makes a catch at the line of scrimmage, and he gains 20 yards. The kid is special. And if Mohave really wants to win this game, they're going to continue to throw him the ball. I mean, he hasn't proven any otherwise not to. So, and Mojave's going to need him to get out of this rut, and they need to get down and score here pretty quick now.
And you can see the cramps situation going on. Do we need to take a timeout, guys? We need one? Let's grab a timeout. We'll break here with 3:38 on the clock, 3rd quarter. The Sports Zone Game of the Week, 3A State Playoffs, presented by Desert Star Academy.
Imagine watching your favorite team without a comfy couch to leap from when your team scores that winning touchdown, or a table for all of your favorite game time snacks, or even a media center to display your TV. Unthinkable. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, brings only the best to make your game time experience a winner. The Furniture Gallery will help make your house into a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
Your neighbors and friends won't have to fake their enthusiasm over your new wall. With the durability and strength of precast Verticrete walls from Hatch Concrete is a solid investment. Enhance your property's value with a two-sided decorative concrete wall that's as stylish as it is affordable. No yearly repairs or restaining needed. Request a free estimate from Hatch Concrete today, where quality isn't just a name, but a tradition.
Well, there's a big run from scrimmage, you see, just as we return to the action. Huerta Perez will take it to the 20-yard line. That is an 18-yard gain on the play. And two big chunk pickups for this Mohave offense. They'll have a first down at the 20-yard line.
And no question, that's what Mohave needed. I mean, what a fantastic run. I think even that, he was looking out at the wide receiver on that block, and he made a bad cut. So what was a 25-yard carry could have turned into a touchdown. And again, that's a young running back, and I think he's going to learn from that mistake. But Mojave's got to piece it all together, especially with Moses sitting on the sideline.
Clock ticking down, third quarter, and we approach 3 minutes now remaining in the period. Mohave trying to take away some of that 10-point Paradise Honors lead, but it's not going to happen on that play. That is going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And a couple of those defenders across the front line just planting themselves right there, and not much you can do with those big guys coming in.
Yep, number 6, Aiden Powers, and number 23, I believe, Rashek McCullough, another guy that we've been talking about. Both guys have been playing a fantastic game and just flying hard and passion, clean, mean football. That's what this game needs to continue to go as.
Caden Washington also in on the play for the Panthers. Slot left, slot right, 4 receivers for the quarterback, Urias, and he'll throw it toward the end zone. That one is going to be up for grabs, but intercepted. And that'll be returned out of the end zone. Here it comes, and a big tackle at the end. And I mean a big, big tackle, and you got to be careful. A penalty marker is thrown, and I think there was some language at the end of it. I'm not sure, but the quarterback is the guy that made the tackle, and you'll see he gets a little extra in there. Maybe a little more than extra, and the markers came out.
Urias made a big hit. I think that might have drawn one flag, but I think what really got him was that Cougar Holt threw the ball up in the air at the end. And, that's...
So you're looking at a Paradise Honors.
Or offsetting.
Well, we'll find out what the referee has. This is becoming a clinic for officials tonight.
I forgot how much I hate the color yellow.
Maybe we'll send you a commemorative Sports Zone yellow T-shirt.
Oh yeah, I'll wear it every day.
So as long as you don't have to see a mirror.
Yeah, here comes the sun in in real life.
You were mentioning a moment ago that Anthony Moses was on the sideline. He's getting some treatment.
We have 2 fouls.
And about to return.
One's a dead ball foul. Holding on Honors. That'll go back 10 yards. We have unsportsmanlike on Mohave. That will come back 15 yards. It'll be first down at the mark right here. Here we go.
So they're going to mark this one at the 28-yard line after they step some things off. So the dead ball was the personal foul on Mohave. And, the Mohave sideline continues. There continues to be a little bit of unrest on that sideline. So they need to watch themselves here. There's a lot of football left to be played. And guess what? This game is still well within hand for a comeback. It's not out of reach at all for the Thunderbirds. And they've got to get their get themselves back in the moment.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing going on here. I see that Anthony Moses is playing a corner. I mean, if I'm a coach, I get one of your corners got ejected. But he was bringing such havoc off a defensive end. I don't know if that's the decision I would go for. But, again, Cougar Holt is a very good athlete. He's a leader for Paradise Honors. They're definitely going to be looking to get him the ball, so I guess you got to match up your best with your best.
So he's going to be out on that left edge. You see him on the bottom of your screen right there, and he'll be in coverage. We'll see if Paradise Honors even decides to throw that direction. If they see that big number 3 out there, they might think better of it. Marker comes out at the end of this Charles Van Dyke run.
There's about to be some unrest in the crowd if the yellow laundry keeps coming out.
Is it a 3-yard gain or not? We're going to find out.
And Halloween was 9 days ago. It's time to stop scaring us with those things.
It's on honors. We have holding. We'll take it back 10.
10-yard penalty on the offense. We are at the 1:59 mark here in this third quarter. Well, I tell you, a lot of the momentum of this game, a lot of the pace of the game, it's just off right now, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember that. What was that Super Bowl, the 49ers-Ravens, when the lights turned off for 30 minutes? And
kind of feels like that, doesn't it? And Rao is going to roll, and his pass is off the fingertips of his receiver. Well, that was a pretty good-looking throw. There was some mustard on it. I think it was coming in hot, but this probably should have been caught by Rex Stabler. He is a sophomore, and he was unable to handle it.
Yeah, a lot of young guys, and I mean, that ball was coming in with some spice. Interesting timeout call here by Paradise Honors, but they're going to try to think on what to do here on 2nd and 16.
Well, if they can keep the possession alive, if they get points out of this, it certainly helps them a lot. Makes it a three-score game. But we'll find out. Well, let's see what's going to be open for dinner after the game tonight. You're a local guy. What do you got in mind for me?
After 10 o'clock? Probably nothing that's solid food. I'm sure there's something to consume that is in a liquid base, but it's about all I know of. Iced tea.
Not on the menu.
Not on the menu. When you're heading back home tonight, which is absolutely insane. How far is your drive?
It's 5.5 if we don't stop.
Well, then.
Something like that.
You might be hungry. I know a good breakfast place.
By the time we get set and done with this, if we get a few more flags, it'll be breakfast before we're ready to.
Might want to start looking up hotel rooms now.
27-17, the lead right now for the Paradise Honors Panthers. How about number 12? Sustaining this lead for all of the second half so far of what's been played. And there's a nice screen on the left side into the open field across the 50 and the 40. And that is going to be inside the 25-yard line. What a job by Paradise Honors. And at the other end of it, the guy that hauled it in and all the yards after catch, Preston Brown, gets it done.
I mean, it's another tunnel screen. This has to be 6 or 7 times they've ran the same tunnel screen on the short side of the field to the left side towards Paradise Honors. I guess why fix if it ain't broke? Just continue to go to it, and if there's not an adjustment going to be made, then that's just going to be a problem.
That'll go for 53 yards if you're keeping score at home.
Snowflake users, that was my old number.
53.
Nah, 53.
You think they remember that number? You think there's guys having nightmares still?
I know a number 72 from Snowflake. He hit me a few hard times. He was a middle linebacker, so
okay.
I hope he remembers me.
You just always want to be remembered, don't you?
I don't want to remember him. Gave me a whiplash.
There's a couple of guys on that offensive line getting up slowly for Paradise Honors. That would have been a 2-yard gain right there on that first down carry. 2 yards the pickup. Is that Van Dyke? I think it was again. 2nd down and 8. The ball at the Mohave 23-yard line. Play action.
Yep.
Rao dumps it. And he's got it to Wasden, who cuts it back across the 10. He'll bowl his way down to the 6-yard line. That is going to be a 17-yard pickup on the play.
I was trying to hold my breath, but if you see at the very beginning of the play, and this is just kind of a coach's eye on it, Caden Wasden was looking across the side of the field the entire time. He was looking left, seeing if there was any backers out there. That play was totally read out. Mohave didn't see that. Again, that's kind of a key that is meant for a middle linebacker to watch film and see, but Man, you got to look at where those snifferbacks are looking. They'll take you right to the play every time.
Gave it away, huh?
Yeah,
yep.
big time.
Telegraphed, but nobody was there on the receiving end of the message.
It's pretty amazing if a 6'5" guy gets out of the flats, you don't see him.
Clock is ticking down, everybody. We'll close out this third quarter, and it's going to be a dogfight in the fourth. Coming up, a 10-point lead for Paradise Honors. Do stand by for it. The 3A state playoffs continue. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Desert Star Academy. Back after this.
Toyota will paint. Top dollar for your trade, whether you buy a vehicle from us or not. Get a free appraisal. Get a free Carfax report. Get a check. And we'll pay you up to 120% above Kelley Blue Book value. Hatch Toyota is buying quality late model vehicles. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Get an appraisal. Get a check. We want your vehicle and are willing to pay for it. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and hatchtoyota.com.
Hey, back to the action. You know what? I'm not going to let you get away with this one without saying something. How about what did you call them? The Hoggies? Is that what you call those guys? Those big guys up front? The Hoggies?
Oh yeah, Hoggies. That's as old as
as Oski.
As Oski. Yeah, you got to give the Hoggies love, man.
I've heard of them being called the Fatties, which I'm not brave enough to call them, but I've heard of that. But the Hoggies.
Hoggies is a term of respect.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's, otherwise you call them big skill. But, yeah, do you want to get in a herd of hogs? I think that's what happened to Old Yeller.
Those big guys right there, huh? All right, well, we'll see. Paradise Honors is knocking on the door again, everybody. They've got the ball at the 6-yard line. Charles Van Dyke, the cutback. And Charles is going to squeeze his way through there. And Charles is going into the end zone. Is it a touchdown? I don't know. I looked for the indication. I think it's a touchdown. He got in clean, but I didn't see anybody's hands go up. They stopped the clock, and that's it. We're going to just say touchdown, Paradise Honors.
I think their arms are tired from throwing all those flags. You can't lift them above their head. I think Mohave did not do a bad job plugging the hole on that counter. I just think that number 28, Van Dyke, he just kept churning, and he just kept driving through and found the hole. I mean, there wasn't much of a hole there, so just huge credit to Paradise Honors offensive line and him. The Hoggies.
First play of the fourth quarter produces a touchdown. And the kick is up, and the kick is good for Paradise Honors. They lead 34-17. 12 over 5 in this first-round playoff game. We'll grab this timeout, everybody. Stand by. We'll return in a moment to Bullhead City. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Desert Star Academy.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
The kick is away, and Mojave's going to get it back. They'll scoop it up inside the 25-yard line. Try to return it straight up the middle of that return team, and the tackle's made after a spirited return at about the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 as this fourth quarter gets underway on the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Desert Star Academy. A 34-17 lead right now for Paradise Honors over Mohave.
Yep, so hoping here that they can get Anthony Moses involved here, and Isaac Urias especially. I mean, it's not like Paradise Honors is running a set that he can't run in. They got 4 down linemen, 2 backers. Everybody else is spreading out the field. If Isaac decides to run one of those quarterback draws and actually hit the ground running, I mean, like I said, Paradise Honors is doing a great job of containing him at the line of scrimmage. Isaac's really a threat once he gets past that second level. And if he could start getting by that second level, I mean, Mohave can get right back into this game immediately. And here's a new full gun set that we haven't seen.
And with 2 backs for Urias, he's going to give this one to Huerta Perez, a 9-yard pickup. It goes just into Panthers territory, the ball at the 48-yard line.
Great run. You just hope that hopefully Isaac Urias looked like he had the ability to pull there, and it's starting to open. Maybe they run this a few times, suck him in, and let Isaac run off the edge. He's real dangerous, but Mojave's got to start thinking about the big plays now.
I'm a little shocked at how they've been able to contain Urias. And he goes straight up the middle. Huerta Perez like a bowling ball. 8 yards to gain on the play and a first down for the Thunderbirds.
I know it didn't work out that time, but this is a prop to Paradise Honors coaching. They came out full gun one play. Paradise Honor didn't adjust. The next play, same formation. They checked down to a 5 front, 3 linebacker set. Instantaneous adjustment that Paradise Honors hasn't seen. That shows this is a very highly educated team. Now look at this. They're bringing even more in the box.
Yeah, I'm going to fake it and throw it. That's a backwards pass. That's a lateral. Scoop it up. You can keep it going. And Paradise Honors is going to get a huge break. That is going to be a scoop and score. Nope, not a score because there's the hustle back by Urias. It ends up being about a 55-yard return inside the 5-yard line. That was indeed a backwards pass. And the officials let it play out because they should. And the guy that returned it, Drew Dewitt.
Yeah, and it's just a heartbreaker because Mohave had the right idea, and Paradise Honors coming in and buying on what they were doing and start packing in the front. The idea was there, it just didn't hit, and I think Joe Yoni being the guy throwing that ball with Isaac catching might be a change of pace. Again, props to Isaac for getting down there and pushing him out at the 2-yard line. Just a hard break, and a Paradise Honors, again, a heads-up, intelligent football play, noticing that the ball was thrown behind the line, scooping it, and driving down immediately. And not only he was not the one that picked it up, several Paradise Honors guys were leading the way, blocking for him.
So the ball is at the 3-yard line for Paradise Honors, and we'll see if they can do anything about it on first down. Straight up the middle it goes, and Charles Van Dyke has it to just about the 1-yard line.
They need something big. Oh, better get there. Okay.
Van Dyke flanking the quarterback. That's Nolan Rao. And they're going to give it to Charles again. And here comes the entire Thunderbird defense collapsing on him. And they did a great job to prevent the score.
Man, just nothing extracurricular here. And Mohave makes a great tackle, but that get up looking aggressive. You don't need to draw a play here. I mean, one more big stop, maybe a big thing happens. It's the best part about defense.
No
Bend,
gain.
don't break.
Sorry about that. No gain on the play. The ball is at the 1-yard line. Paradise Honors, they'll fake it to Van Dyke, and Rao is not going to make it. Rao's going to lose a yard on the play, as a matter of fact, and he's going to pay a price for having tried to turn it up against those tough defenders. They absolutely smashed him, and a loss of a yard on the play, and there is a player down for Paradise Honors. It's not the quarterback who looks like he would have a difficult time getting up from that. Somebody else is down in the middle of the line of scrimmage. One of those linemen.
Major respect to Mohave. I mean, just this is one of those moments where you can the pressure and the weight of what's going on can absolutely crush you. And these guys are continuing to battle, and that's all you can ask from football. You know, the ability to never quit is really what you want these kids to adapt and learn through their experience as a football player.
Rao actually lost 2 yards on the play. The new line of scrimmage with the 4th down coming up will be the 3-yard line. And they haven't been all that interested in kicking the ball today, okay? They kicked it one time on a point after, as I recall. That's all that Paradise Honors has done, and that wasn't the prettiest of kicks at the moment. So what do you think, Coach, right here? Do they try and add 3, or are they going to try to punch in from 3 yards out?
I would kick 3, make it up by 20. If they go for it, I feel like they're in a position that they just can't be stopped. So who knows? I mean, I'd like to see him kick a field goal. It always feels good. Maybe you can get one back on Mojave's kicker, but that Mohave kicker is so good that I don't know if I would want to be compared to him kicking a ball either. So looks like they're about to take their shot.
It's all or nothing right here for a team in front by 17.
And it looks like the Panthers are going for it.
20-plus lead right now would look real good for the Panthers. Rao, pressure coming up the middle. And he's going to escape one guy, throw to the back of the end zone and out of bounds. And Paradise Honors is going to give the ball up at the 3-yard line. So the Thunderbirds defense, it bent a lot on that sequence, but it didn't break completely. And the ball goes back over to Mohave.
Live to fight another day and give Urias a chance. I mean, maybe one of these meshes he'll pull and run down that sideline. I mean, I'm looking on that right hash. There's a lot of field to the left. They're bringing in that full gun set, bringing more guys in. Ben Pollock is on the left side of that offensive line. Let Ben Pollock get a big hitch and let Urias take off. If he can hook that end and maybe tap a backer, Urias can open an open field. But right now is when Mohave there's not really a play in the book for this situation. It's just about players being players right now, and you need big guys to make big plays, and this is the time to do it.
9:28 remaining here in this fourth quarter. And a 3-score advantage for Paradise Honors. I'm not sure too many people would have called that here. And look who's running the ball from the backfield. Anthony Moses lines up along with Urias in that backfield. They give it to Anthony, and he gets lit up pretty good. Big hit, the first guy to arrive on the scene and apply the hit for that defense. That's Rayshek McCullough.
Yeah, by giving Moses the ball, I didn't exactly mean for him to get into the backfield and start running it. I think, again, attack on that pass front. And if you look at this Paradise Honors defense, they have one guy overhanging on the wide side. They have a corner and a defensive end. Free safety's playing the hash. If they don't start attacking this, then it's not sure what to tell them.
Well, after a no gain on that play, 2nd down and 10, Moses remains in the backfield. Now he'll come out of the backfield to his right, and Urias will pull it down, and he's going to weave his way to a nice gain. He'll cross the 15-yard line to the 18. That's exactly 15 yards on the pickup, and a big first down to get out of the shadow of their own goal line.
As a senior who has really helped piggyback this team to where they are over the last 2 years, I would be doing the same thing. If I had that kind of speed and talent, I'd be taking the ball in my own hands, making big plays. I mean, if it's not working and we have a bunch of injuries and down and outs, it's time for me to take the game in my own hands and be a player. And I think that's Isaac's mentality is going to start to click in here because when he decides it, he gets it done.
And there's an injured Paradise Honors player on the field, and they'll deal with him. That's Drew Dewitt, the guy that scooped up that fumble a moment ago and took the ball inside the 5-yard line. Paradise Honors had the opportunity, couldn't do anything with it. You'll see Drew hustle off the field. Looks like he is going to be okay. 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in regulation of a game that will represent the final game of the season for one of these teams. The team that ends up victorious tonight gets to face Push Ridge. Push Ridge shut out the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets tonight. I think it was 43-0.
Ouch.
And not all that unexpected from folks who know how much Blue Ridge has struggled with injuries in losing their last 4 games of the season. And a hit on the quarterback on the release. It's going to flutter out incomplete. And was that... Well, I didn't see who that was, but somebody timed their hit on the quarterback perfectly.
Looks like number 14. That's going to be Raiden Brooks. Raiden Brooks is also a kid who has accumulated 4.5 sacks on the season. So another one of the highlighted players for Paradise Honors. We haven't said his name a lot, but he's going to make his presence known there.
Thunderbird crowd, just not a lot for them to celebrate in the moment as their team struggles out there right now. There's an example of it a moment ago, just unable to get the pass away in time, get the feet set, Pressure coming again. And that pass intended for Moses is incomplete.
And even if it was inbounds, it didn't look like it was going to be in a great situation. Abel Diaz, their outside linebackers junior, had great coverage, pushed him tight to the sideline, was sitting right off the back hip. In fact, even had a step on him. Was not a good situation. I mean, again, it's Anthony Moses. There's a good chance he comes down with the ball, but, again, not a lot of opportunity there.
Kind of been sitting on the score for a while, 34-17. Paradise Honors. And now this play looms large, 3rd down and 10. Mohave their own 18-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. In the slot on that right side, the short side of the field, is Anthony Moses. They're going to look the other direction, rolling and delivering the pass for what I think is a first down. I think it's going to be right at the line to gain. The catch was made. Nice delivery that time. And hauling in the pass was Tristan Urias.
Yeah, I mean, that speed option there, I think he might have made the wrong read. Jeremiah was sitting outside of him on that speed option. He pitched that off. The corner had taken off with his younger brother. There was a lot of room on that sideline. Just, again, a running back playing quarterback, and Isaac Urias has so much on his mind that it's still a big play. 4th and 1 is very manageable.
Yeah, spotted the ball, made it a 9-yard gain, and got to go for it with 7 minutes and 4 seconds and a 17-point deficit to make up. And a little trickeration right there as the quarterback, Urias, steps up, goes under center, takes that snap, and delivers the first down. That's actually a 5-yard gain. 5-yard pickup on the play, and that'll move the chains for Isaac Urias and team. And here comes the 7th play of the sequence. 7th play of the possession for Mohave. Well, this is the 4th possession of the second half for the Thunderbirds. And they have burned on those possessions something on the order of 10 minutes time of possession, and they've got nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's just, cards didn't fall in their favor here.
Working from the 33-yard line now. Urias gets pressure from up the middle, and he's able to escape. A couple of guys had a shot on him, and he's going to take it forward. He'll avoid the sack, but then, boy, he took a big hit at the end of it, didn't he? And he's going to get up a little bit slow, and I'm telling you, he's right here as he turned it up. Got popped.
A little bit of an escape artist there, but, Paradise Honors, again, keeping this guy at bay like this. I mean, I've seen game after game after game where even good opponents they're facing just can't keep on him. I think the fact that they just continue to lose other weapons puts more and more focus on him. Having Joe Yoni out there, even in this first half, you could tell just how a massive difference it was, because now you have 2 major threats to deal with. Not only that, their running back's good, Moses is good, a lot of threats.
Holding. That's 10 yards.
Defensive holding.
That's the first down.
Yeah, let's give credit to a couple of guys that made that play on the quarterback. Abiel Diaz, one of those guys, and Darian Zeep was also there on the play. Well, that last gain, I think that last game was only 4 yards after all that scrambling around. Did avoid the sack. It was a 4-yard gain for the quarterback, and now we'll get a direct snap to Anthony Moses, and he ain't going anywhere. Anthony going to get dumped in the backfield. Look, Paradise Honors is just playing. They don't. They're not respecting the pass at all, are they?
No, and that was an interesting. I think Mohave might have missed an opportunity there. They were in a quad set, and it was it was hidden, and they had a defensive end, or they had a wide receiver sitting out there at the tight end in a stance. They had no wide receiver on this side. I think there was an opportunity there because Paradise Honors did not shift over to that quads. I think they had the ability to send somebody down the field and shoot it out. Just giving the ball to Moses in the backfield was not the idea we kind of had.
-3 yards on the play. Paradise Honors, the clock is their friend now with 5:05 remaining, and they've got the 34-17 lead. Moses playing quarterback now, and he'll wing it out and into the bench area for the Panthers. That's incomplete.
Well, that's why he's back there. I guess Isaac Urias is not in the game at this time. He has taken some serious hits, and what a warrior. Again, I just keep wanting to shout this kid out. Every conversation I've had with him has been pleasant. He seems like a team leader. He's just a good kid, hard worker, and just taking a beating, but battling it out.
See a shot right there where Joe Yoni was also in on the scene there, and there he is, going to give some instruction to his teammates. Yoni, the team's premier quarterback, but been injured and played quite a bit today before bowing out. I guess hadn't played the second half, but a guy that they could really have used today. How would you like to have Urias in the backfield and Moses on the edge and Yoni playing quarterback? It would be a completely different Thunderbird team. And that is going to be a run out to get some of that yardage lost a moment ago. How about a 7-yard gain just inside Panthers territory before the tackle is made on Moses?
We saw a couple plays with Isaac in the backfield with Yoni, and I remember a few very big plays. There was a 3rd and 15 pickup from Joe Yoni on a pulled mesh, and I think that was the duo, and I think they practiced all week for that duo, and I think injury is just not fun. I mean, it happens to every team. There's somebody out there that had a team that had to go down by injuries that ended up falling short. I mean, when you get to the playoffs, this is real football, and winning a state championship is no easy stretch, and one injury can be that teeter on why you don't make it or not, and I think Mohave is facing that right now.
And the clock keeps ticking down. 4 minutes now. 4 minutes remaining in regulation of this first-round playoff matchup. The number 12 seed looking pretty good to advance. And this one is going to be thrown deep down the sideline and incomplete. There were 3 defenders nearby, and very little that Mohave could do about it. And they were looking down that sideline intended for Alejandro Ruiz. Oh, pardon me, that wasn't Ruiz. That was Gage Maines.
I also want to say that I keep mentioning Mohave's injuries, but let's make that clear that Paradise Honors has been playing outstanding.
No question about it. There was a break on the field. We'll take a timeout as well with 3:50 remaining fourth quarter. 34-17 Panthers in front. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Desert Star Arena.
If you like rodeos and you like Christmas, then how about a cowboy Christmas at the National Finals Rodeo? Right now, when you choose the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for 2 at Cattleman Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets at the WME Theaters. Or you can choose a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 premium tickets to see the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, including 2 nights at Caesar's Palace and gas money. Don't miss out on steak dinners, movie tickets, window tint, and a shot at winning a trip to the National Finals Rodeo in December.
536-597 Mountain Mobile Auto Glass cash back to you. Woohoo!
It is looking a lot like Paradise Honors will get a chance to take on the Push Ridge Lions next Friday night in the 3A state quarterfinals. Charles Van Dyke for a no gain a moment ago. Now he'll gain 3 yards to the 47-yard line of Mohave, and that clock will continue to count down on the Thunderbirds season. And we get a 3rd down at 7 coming right up.
Yeah, and Paradise Honors earned every bit of it. I mean, it's always like when you play a team twice, the one that loses the first matchup, especially close, always has more pressure. It's the true underdog story. Everybody wants to be the underdog. It's an easier position to be in. Paradise Honors took that win early on the season, built on it, and again came out and showed that was no fluke. This is just a fantastic program, and they're going to have a good run here in the playoffs. I got a feeling. I mean, here comes the wing T.
Yeah, it feels like they've been playing better and better football down the stretch. They'll give it to the fullback. And the fullback is called Charles Van Dyke.
Never heard of him.
He's had quite a game for this team. And Charles gains nothing on the play, and that's okay because the clock will continue to move in the right direction for this Paradise Honors team. So just keep feeding Charles. Under 2 minutes now remaining. I got a couple of finals for you. Benjamin Franklin, the top seed in the 3A tournament, has defeated Page 46-0. They will play ALA Ironwood, who beat the Payson Longhorns 36-20 is the listed final score, 36-20. ALA Ironwood, number 8, has taken down number 9 Payson. And a fumble on the snap. We're going to get a quick kick or a short snap kick, and guess what? Rao, the quarterback, gets knocked down. He'll get up, and boy, they put their quarterback in a hot spot with a minute and a half remaining in the game, didn't they?
Well, Mohave gets the ball now, and so this is for pride here. Let's see if Mohave can bring it together, drive one down, end their season on a high note. You don't want to go out flat here, and let's just get this done. You'd like to see it for the kids. Paradise Honors is, at this point, pretty much guaranteed to move on, but you don't want Mohave to lay flat. You want them to go to work right here on this last drive.
That was a 9-yard loss, unfortunately, for Nolan Rao. That goes against his rushing totals, and, nobody likes that. But the ball is going to go over to Mohave with 83 seconds left in their season. They've got the ball at the Paradise 44-yard line. So Ben Franklin, the top seed, advances. ALA Ironwood will play them next Friday night at Ben Franklin High School. Push Ridge is advanced and will face the winner of this game. Thatcher wins 56-14 over Gilbert Christian as Anthony Moses gets stood up and driven into the sideline. Moses got 3 yards on the play. And it still continues to be a little jawing back and forth in the final moments of this one. Keep it clean, fellas.
Yeah, you just, again, I think Paradise Honors put in their secondary guys. They flipped a lot of guys out, which is, nice to see that these guys are getting reps in this high set of a game. I hope Mohave doesn't take this as a lay down and give up. I really hope they put everything out here and, just for the sake of it, never give up.
It ended up being a 2-yard gain, so 2nd down and 8, and Urias will get stood up and throw it back. I don't know. Just trying to make a play, and Anthony Moses going to break that tackle and go into the end zone. Somehow, some way, this game is not over, and a 42-yard touchdown for Anthony Moses.
And that, I feel like that's what I've been trying to say the entire game. I mean, Paradise Honors was all over that, but then Isaac Urias makes an absolute incredible play. I mean, good flow. The guy made the read between the pitch guy, came down, made a hit, and Isaac just becomes an athlete, and here we are. It's exactly what you want to see. I'm glad they got out of it. Urias and Moses both deserve that play to put a touch on their end of their senior season. Oh, Anthony Moses is a junior. Never mind.
So Moses will get another opportunity, you're telling me, down the road to see if he can win a championship game. Championship with this Mohave club, but this is going to add a little interest here with 1:04 remaining.
Yeah, still after this, it's going to be a 10-point game. I'm sure he's probably going to make this kick, and a minute left. An onside's probably coming. Hopefully no onside interference.
Kick is good. 10-point difference here. Paradise Honors in front, but even though there's only 54 seconds, it feels like a very tentative 10-point lead after you see Isaac Urias and Anthony Moses, just make something happen. That's playground football at its finest right there, isn't it?
And sometimes that's what it takes. You get so organized that, you throw a little chaos in there, it's hard to adapt to. Again, Paradise put in a lot of its secondary guys and younger kids, but it's not even their fault. I think they made a good play. They just got out-athleted there, and this onside kick could actually be a big game changer, especially if Mohave figures out the way to score on one-play drives.
Yeah, both teams have kind of come up with some almost mini miracles, closing out the last half. You had that hook and ladder for a touchdown, and that was Paradise Honors that helped them get the lead going into halftime. And now that big play right there. Mohave says, don't Don't close the books on us yet. Don't write us off yet.
Everybody rise for the kickoff.
I was mentioning that Thatcher has defeated Gilbert Christian 56-14. Thatcher, the 3 seed, is going to face Florence, the 6 seed. Florence beat Wickenburg 21-7 tonight. And we know who Round Valley gets to face in the next round of the playoffs. Round Valley had knocked off number 7 River Valley. The Elks, Round Valley Elks, were the 10 seed starting this whole thing, and they defeated River Valley 35-18 earlier today. So Round Valley gets to face ALA West Foothills, the 2 seed, because they beat Dysart. Final score was 49-14. There is a unsuccessful onside try. Paradise Honors has it at their own 42-yard line. We'll see if they can successfully run out the final minute and 2 seconds of this game. They should be able to.
Yep, Darian Zeb, you saw that hand wave again. Take it for a fair catch. So obviously another thing, this coaching staff has done a fantastic job of picking up everything because, that's a little detail that you have to teach that a kid could definitely make a mistake on, and every single one of their players seems to know it. And again, Paradise Honors coaching staff proved, they are worthy of being at this level, and hopefully they have a good run. You'd always like to lose to the champion, like Snowflake to River Valley.
You remember that game, don't you?
Vividly. Especially now. For some reason, it's coming to me even better.
It was your favorite game ever, maybe?
Could have been up there.
How did your dad like it? I see your dad over there.
Oh, he bought T-shirts. He knew we were going to win before the game started.
Did he?
Yeah, he walked down with T-shirts. I said, well, he did it junior year, too. Too bad we lost that one, so he ate a couple $100 bill, but that's not my fault.
Hey, congratulations to the Hayden Lobos 1A football team in their semifinal today. They defeated St. David 53-6 in a semi. Wow. So the number 1 seed in the 1A bracket is going to go on and face either Muggion, the number 3 seed, or Baghdad, the 2 seed. So you had 1, 2, 3, and 4 make it to the semis in the 1A tournament, and Hayden is still alive. Muggion and Baghdad play tomorrow in the 1A tournaments, as the final seconds of this one are going to tick off after this last snap from the quarterback to the quarterback, Nolan Rao. He played a great game, didn't he, all day long? Just a battler.
Oh, and Nolan Rao had a fantastic game, and he's got his hands up in victory, and he's well deserving of that. Not only him, the whole Paradise Honors team, coaching staff. You talk about a team victory. We didn't really call out one specific guy that made a super impactful game. Paradise Honors, just as a unit, came to play, and that's playoff football.
Hey, it's the second time this season Paradise Honors has defeated Mohave. They beat them in the second week of the regular season, 34-27, and that game was at Paradise Honors in the Northwest Valley. And now the return trip, well, it wasn't a return trip, but the trip out here to Bullhead City is successful for Paradise Honors, the second victory this season over the Thunderbirds. This final, 34-24. And we congratulate the Panthers. Paradise Honors, the upset win. The number 12 seed has defeated number 7 here in the tournament. And, or number 5, sorry. Number 12 beats number 5 in the tournament. And guess what? Guess what that lines up? That's a big matchup coming up next week, next Friday, in Tucson for these Paradise Honors Panthers. They'll take on the number 4 seed Push Ridge in the state quarterfinals.
That is going to be a good game right there.
Unquestionably. Well, let's see. We'll grab a timeout because in a moment we're going to look through the final stats for you in this one and help you figure out by the numbers how Paradise Honors got this 10-point margin of victory in the opening round of the playoffs here in 2024. Do stand by for it. The Sports Zone's Game of the Week and this playoff matchup has been brought to you by our good friends at Desert Star Academy.
That's the one.
And we'll be right back.
Go tight.
factory challenge is on! And Hatch Toyota in Sholo is stepping up! The factory has challenged us to sell 50 new Tundras by the end of the month. And guess what? We're gonna crush it! Every single Tundra, in every trim, every option, and every color will be sold at factory invoice. You heard that right. You pay exactly what we pay, straight from the factory. You'll save thousands. We'll even show you the factory invoice. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price you'll find anywhere. This is your chance to drive off in the toughest, most reliable truck on the road without breaking the bank. The challenge is real, and the savings are massive. The clock is ticking. Get to Hatch Toyota in Sholo today and take advantage of factory invoice pricing on every new Tundra before time runs out.
Touched in this one, and it happened on a fumble by Mohave on their first play from scrimmage. They fumbled the football. Caden Wasden scooped it up and took it to the house about 25 yards on the fumble return. The 2-point try was no good. Paradise Honors got a 6-0 lead to start this out. And then it was back-to-back touchdowns on possessions by Mohave. They first got an Isaac Urias 30-yard touchdown run. The kick was good. And then Joe Yanni Jr., the quarterback who's been dealing with injury, he played most of that first half for the team. And he looked good most of that time, but he was unable to play the second half. Meanwhile, he did score on a 30-yard touchdown run. It's the second score of the game for Mohave. The kick made it 14-6. Mohave in front with 3:06 on the clock in the first quarter. A bit of a drought in scoring for a while anyway, and then with 5:23 remaining in the first half, Paradise Honors got a touchdown from their quarterback, Nolan Rao, on a pass to Cougar Holtz. A 16-yard pass was completed. The point after try was no good. Mojave's lead stood at 14-12 after that score. Mohave added 3 more on a 25-yard field goal with 20 seconds remaining in the half. That put them in front 17-12. But then right after that, after a failed onside kick attempt by Mohave, trying to maybe go to the well a little bit too much, and then a penalty on that onside kick try, that set up Paradise Honors beautifully with the final seconds remaining in that first half. And they were able to score on a touchdown pass that ended up in Preston Brown's hands on a hook and ladder. It covered 38 yards, and the touchdown belonged to Preston Brown. And as the half was closing out, Paradise Honors actually took the lead, and then a 2-point conversion made it 20-17 at halftime. And you can see some momentum building right there for Paradise Honors. They came out and forced a fumble on Mojave's first second half possession, and they turned that possession, that takeaway, into a short field touchdown. 7 plays later, they covered the 18 yards, and early on in that third quarter, Charles Van Dyke scored the first of his 2 second-half touchdowns on a 3-yard run. The kick was good, and Paradise Honors built a 27-17 lead. Shortly thereafter, an interception by Cougar Holtz would lead to a early fourth-quarter touchdown, again by Charles Van Dyke for Paradise Honors. A 6-yard run that time, and with 11:55 remaining in regulation, the Panthers got out to a 34-17 lead, and that's all the scoring you would get from the Panthers. There would be one more opportunity for Mohave. They scored on a nifty kind of playgroundy, kind of make it up as you go play where Anthony Moses rambled in from 42 yards out. The kick followed successfully by Mohave to cut the lead down to 34-24. Paradise in front, but that was it. That's all that they could do. That would be your final scoring in the game and your final score in a playoff victory for Paradise Honors on the road at Mohave. Big win for them. Gives them a chance to go and play Push Ridge next Friday night in the quarterfinals of the 3A state playoffs. Well, Zach, I mean, I don't know. You look back on the game. What was it? What was the key tonight to Paradise Honors coming up with a win?
All I know is that if I'm head coach Josh Goodlow right now, I'm about as happy of a football coach as you can get. I don't think there's any specific one thing you could point to on why Paradise Honors won. I think just as a unit and as a team, they just clicked on absolutely every aspect of the game. When they needed the big play, they got the big play. When they needed to bang out yards, they banged out yards. I mean, their run game continued to open up. I think the coaches did a great job scheming throughout the game. They set up a lot of inside run. They hit a couple tight ends flying out of the flats for huge gains under big circumstances. Just in a whole, Paradise Honors continuously put Mohave into situations where they had to perform above their means, and Mohave just couldn't do it. It was just one of those pressure games, and Paradise Honors deserves massive credit as a unit tonight.
Let's give you a look at the final numbers in this one. Paradise Honors did not rack up the kind of yardage we're used to seeing from them out of the team that they had the last couple of years, but it was enough. It was very efficient, and they did get some help from their defense, that's for sure. 264 yards of total offense for the Panthers in this one, 11 first downs, 22 minutes and 21 seconds time of possession for the Panthers in the football game. Of the 264 yards of offense, they rushed for 76 and passed for 188 on 15 of 25 pass completions in the game. The Panthers were penalized 9 times for 95 yards. Remember, they did get a player ejected who will not be able to play next week against Push Ridge, and that's going to be a big, big loss for them, one of their key defenders. They fumbled it twice and did not lose the ball.
Yeah, that's Parker Daly. Again, a guy averaging 7 tackles a game and a phenomenal player, and he had a great, outstanding game today, so losing him against Push Ridge is one of a detrimental piece to that. I hope that doesn't haunt him too bad.
The quarterback, Nolan Rao, was 15 of 25, 188 yards. That's 60% pass completions, by the way. 1 touchdown for him tonight. And that touchdown belonged to Cougar Holt, who was not the leading receiver by yardage, but did have the most catches. 5 catches, 42 yards for him. The leading receiver was Preston Brown, 3 receptions for 79 yards. Caden Rao had 4 catches for 29 yards. Had a very nice 2-point conversion reception as well, where he toe-tapped, keep the feet in, and make the catch. Caden Wasden, 2 catches for 24 yards. He also had a scoop and score on defense to start the scoring tonight for Paradise Honors. Jackson Short had 1 catch for 14 yards. Charles Van Dyke, 22 carries for 60 yards. That was a hard-working 60 yards tonight. 2.7 yards per carry, but they kept going back to the young sophomore running back. 2 touchdowns as well for the young man tonight in helping lead that rushing attack, take some pressure off the quarterback tonight with the running game. Parker Daly, two rushes for 31 yards. And he will not, and one of those was a touchdown, by the way, but he will not be available next week for the team. Let's see, Cougar Holt carried it 1 time for 11 yards in the game. The quarterback, Nolan Rao, 5 rushes for minus 26 because he was sacked multiple times in the game. We have him sacked at least twice in this one by Mojave's defense. On the other side, Mohave did rack up 348 yards of total offense in the game, and so they actually outgained by about 80 yards, outgained Paradise Honors. But unfortunately, there were a lot of possessions they had where they moved the ball a lot, ran a lot of clock off, but did not get any points out of it. And, of course, that hurt them a lot. So 348 yards of offense, 14 first downs for Mohave, and they had the ball for 25 minutes and 39 seconds. Of their 348 offensive yards, they rushed for 270 and passed for 78. They were intercepted twice, by the way. 9 penalties for 85 yards against Mohave tonight. They did turn the ball over 5 times in the game, 3 fumbles lost and 2 interceptions. And that is not going to help your night. Throwing the football, Isaac Urias was 5 of 12 for 53 yards and 1 interception. Joe Yoni only played the first half. He was 4 of 8 for 25 yards and 1 interception. Leading receiver out there, Anthony Moses, caught 6 passes for 56 yards. Pedro Morentis caught 2 passes for 13 yards. Tristan Urias, 1 catch for 9 yards. Isaac Urias led the rushing attack. The quarterback carried the ball 10 times for 102 yards and 1 score. Jeremiah Perez, 14 carries for 67 yards in the game tonight. Anthony Moses, 5 carries for 49 yards. Joe Yoni, 4 carries for 49 yards. They ran the ball really nicely, didn't they? But they just couldn't score when they needed to.
Yeah, and I think, like I said earlier, Joe Yoni being out of the game the second half took away that massive threat, especially his run game, and put all eyes from the Paradise Honors kids on Urias, which just pretty much decimated that Mohave offense. It was debilitating. Is that the word?
Debilitating is a good word for it. I would definitely use that. No question about it.
I'm not an English teacher.
No, you're a football coach. And football coaches, it's all you can do to get a 2 or 3 syllable word out, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Football good.
It's not easy. Hey, you did a great job tonight, man. Thanks for joining. One more time through the bracket here, 3A football, to let you know who is playing who next week, next go-around. Benjamin Franklin takes on ALA Ironwood. It's going to be Push Ridge versus Paradise Honors in the top half of the bracket. Florence battles Thatcher. It's Thatcher the higher seed in that matchup there. That'll be played at Thatcher. And then finally, ALA West Foothills will battle Round Valley in the 3A state quarterfinals next Friday night. Thanks for being here with me, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you inviting me. Thinking at Push Ridge, I mean, is that Paradise Honors going to Push Ridge next week? If I'm Push Ridge, if they look at that number 12 seed and they think, oh, man, it was an upset, I think Push Ridge has got a problem coming at them because this Paradise Honors team.
I think that certainly this Panthers team is surging. Now, Paradise Honors, or rather Push Ridge, has been the hottest team in 3A football for the last month or so. Okay, but I don't know how long you can keep playing at that level. So we'll see. It ought to be a great matchup next Friday in Tucson.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talk about my year, 2014. 2015, my younger brother was on the River Valley team. That was a team that looked like it was going to win another state championship, and Push Ridge ends up upsetting them. I think it was a 2-7 seed kind of matchup.
Yeah.
Push Ridge upsets them in the second round and goes on to win the state championship. So I have a good history with them, and again, another semblance of a team buildup. I just like Paradise Honors because now they've had 6 major games throughout their regular season in this first round. They are just battle tested, and I don't think they're going to fear Push Ridge at all.
Do appreciate your work on the broadcast tonight, young man. Thank you for that. My broadcast partner has been Zach Regan from here in the Bullhead City area. Want to thank our broadcast team on this one tonight. Our producer, as always, Derek Simmons. A great job by him and the team. And another guy that made his debut tonight was our technical director, and that's Jeff Araganda, right? I think I got that right. Yeah, I never wrote it down, so I've been trying to work from memory on that the whole time. But Jeff did a terrific job calling the shots for us tonight, working as our technical director on the broadcast. We try to make it as user-friendly and easy as possible, and he certainly stepped into that role, did a good job. Also on camera tonight for us, Big Sean Ulbestad, and our statistician working remotely from the other side of the state, the very lovely Sonia Simmons. For the entire crew, for my broadcast partner, Zach Regan. My name is Floyd Simmons. Thanking you for joining us, and God bless you, everybody. We'll see you again next week. We don't know which game we'll cover, but we'll get that word out to you as soon as possible. We'll see you again real soon for the next broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week broadcast. A very special thank you to our presenting sponsor tonight. I want to thank Desert Star Academy for helping us make this second game broadcast possible here tonight from Bullhead City. Until next time, so long, everybody, from the home of Mohave, from the home of River Valley here on the Colorado River. We'll see you on the next broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.